Good evening, everyone, and welcome inside beautiful Labatt Memorial Park for tonight's contest between the visiting Hamilton Cardinals and your London Majors. Noah Smith and Dylan Baker, of course, calling the action on this beautiful Friday evening. Dylan, and we have another great contest today as the Cardinals and the Majors finish up the back end of their home and home.
Yeah, tonight is the back end of the home and home between London and Hamilton. The Majors won on Tuesday in extra innings. Took them to the 11th, but they did end up winning that game. A great performance by Julian Higuera, and I know we'll get into that later. Going 9 innings, striking out 13. And the offense didn't come around until the 11th inning when Phil Trappis had reached on an error and it scored the winning run. Brian Lizardo got his first hit as a Major in that game. It was a pretty good game overall for the Majors. Hamilton was supposed to play last night in Guelph, but they got rained out, so they're right back here in London.
Yeah, for the Majors, we mentioned that win on extra innings in Hamilton. That game was a rained-out game that they ended up playing on a Tuesday night. A little bit of a weird Tuesday night action for the Majors, but they came out with a win there. They scored late in the 8th inning to tie the game at 1 and then went into extra innings where they finished off in the 11th, and they're looking to come out with another win here. They're slowly climbing up the standings. 5 wins in their last 7, Dylan. They're starting to look like more of a ball team.
Yeah, for sure, and the Majors have looked really, really good lately. They've won 5 of their last 7, as you mentioned, Noah, and they've looked really good. They've been a great ball club throughout all 9 innings of the ball game, in every game that they've played in the last 7 or 10 games even, and it's showing in the record and in the standings.
Let's take a look now at the standings right now in the IBL, actually. Kitchener and Barrie, they're still at the top of that standings, but Dylan, I want to focus on kind of the middle of that standings because London, with a few wins this weekend, can creep right up there.
Yeah, in the middle of the standings could go any way this weekend as Hamilton, Welland, Guelph, and the Majors are all close to each other. And the Majors, if they can come out with 2 out of 3 this weekend against Hamilton, Guelph, and Welland on Sunday, they could find themselves in 4th or even 3rd place by the end of this weekend.
And that's what the Majors will be trying to do. Here is the out-of-town scoreboard for this evening. Just 2 other games going on in the IBL. Guelph is in Kitchener. That game just about to get underway as well. And Toronto is on the road for an 8 o'clock start in Brantford. So we're going to watch those scoreboards as we move along here. But really, we're going to be focused on the Majors here. They're going to try to win back-to-back games and really keep what they've been going on, keep being hot, and keep the wins coming.
Yeah, for sure. And the Majors have had quite a few wins strung together in the past few games, and they will look to keep that going here today. And a wonderful, beautiful night to do it here at Labatt Park.
Yeah, it's an absolutely gorgeous evening right now. The sun has been out all day long, really, and it's just going to hopefully stay out for us tonight. A good crowd is here to take in this one at Labatt Park as the Hamilton Cardinals and the London Majors get set to do battle. Dylan, let's go ahead and now check out the starting lineups for the London Majors because a few changes in there as well as a new face.
Yeah, so the Majors do have a few changes in their starting lineup. Leading off at shortstop once again is Carlos Artiega, batting second in left field. Izzy Pena batting third in right field. Byron Reichstein batting fourth. The DH, as usual, Cleveland Brownlee. Batting fifth is Josh Williams. He will be playing first base today. He is a new face for Majors fans, and he had a ton of success in the Pecos League and in college. He was originally signed by the Majors in January, just coming over now. Steve Froese batting sixth at second base. Jonathan DeForest batting seventh in center field. Brian Lizardo had got his first hit as a Major in Hamilton on Tuesday, bats 8th at third base, and Mike Ambrose catches and bats 9th with Miguel Burgos on the mound.
Yeah, Miguel Burgos, let's talk about him a little bit. Recently named Pitcher of the Week, and he's been absolutely great so far for the Majors.
Yeah, he has been, and he had a wonderful outing against Brantford last weekend on Friday night, pitching 7 innings, only allowing 1 hit, I believe. He carried a no-hitter into the 5th inning, if I'm not mistaken, Noah, and he was fantastic in that game. He's been really, really good since coming over to the Majors, and as you mentioned, he got the Pitcher of the Week honors last week. And looking at another guy, Julian Higuera, who has been incredible since coming over to the Majors, he has shown that he can go the distance in ball games. He went 9 innings in Hamilton the other day. He struck out 13 batters, and they're playing on the screen right now. Higuera has a wonderful mix of fastball and off-speed. The fastball is lively, and the off-speed is just filthy from Higuera. And, talking to players, if there were 2 pitchers they would not want to face at the dish, Julian Higuera and Miguel Burgos are two of the players that have been mentioned the most just because of how filthy their stuff is. And Higuera has found real chemistry between the catchers, between Mike Ambrose and Jonathan Thibodeau, both of the Majors catchers this season. It's been really, really fun to watch because he has been dominant through all of his starts as a London Major. 2 complete games, I believe, and another one where he went into the ninth, unfortunately, wasn't a complete game since it took the Majors until the 11th inning to win it there. But he has shown that he's a workhorse and he can pitch really, really well and really deep into ball games.
2 guys that Rupe Janerdad has loved having in his starting rotation so far this season for sure. Of course, we mentioned Burgess being the pitcher of the week. That was a big honor for him to get, and he was really happy to get that. Higuera, though, 58 strikeouts so far this season. He's been absolutely dominant on that, as mentioned, Dylan. We're going to look for Miguel Burgos to come out here and have a good start on this Friday night.
Yeah, Higuera has been dominant, and he leads the IBL in strikeouts, I believe, right now, and he's hungry for more. Miguel Burgos, though, tonight, he gets the nod, and he will look to get the Majors homestand, or get the Majors weekend started off on the right foot, and hopefully go deep in the ballgame.
Yeah, they're going to hope for him to go deep. And Dylan, why don't we go ahead now and check out the keys to our game for tonight's ball game. There's a few things that you wanted to touch on specifically. We look at it there. The Majors have won 5 of their last 7. But one thing you want to touch on is being aggressive early in counts.
Yeah, they do need to be aggressive early in the counts tonight because the pitcher they are facing is Chris Lazar. Lazar is in his 4th IBL season. He carries in a 5.92 ERA and 34 career starts. This season, he's got a 4 ERA. You'd think that's a struggle, but what Lazar has done, he has not walked very many batters. In 19 2/3 innings, he's only walked 2 batters. So tonight, you have to jump on the early strike because Lazar is a strike thrower. If you can get on that early strike, that first pitch strike, you'll have success in the ballgame. Other keys.
Yeah, sorry, Dylan. And playing 9 innings tonight is going to be a big thing for the Majors. Even in that win on Tuesday night, they didn't get the offense started until the 8th inning. Both manager Rupe Janerdad and us up here in the booth, we want them to get that started earlier tonight.
Oh yeah, for sure, and that leads into the next key: get started early, because if you want to have success in a ball game, they were lucky on Tuesday night. But if you want to have success in a ball game, you would prefer to start scoring runs early and often.
So they're just finishing up the announcements of the London Majors starting lineups, national anthems to come. So right now, Dylan, we're going to take a break. We're going to send it down to field level, and the public address announcer, Dave Woody.
Warrior Rangers, number 32, Mike Ambrose. And your starting pitcher, number 63, Miguel Burgos. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise if you're able. Remove your caps, gentlemen, for the national anthem. Joining us today is Trusty Fox, bringing the fun of an East Coast kitchen party to the stages of Ontario. Trusty Fox boasts high energy shows and heartfelt songwriting, inspired by modern indie folk artists like the Lumineers and Ben Howard, as well as Canadian folk favorites like Great Big Sea and Gordon Lightfoot. Ladies and gentlemen, the anthem with Trusty Fox. For the musical talent of the city, for our national anthem.
Well, there are the anthems, Dylan. We're just about set to get underway here. Let's check out the starting lineups now for the visiting Hamilton Cardinals. Let's go through that quickly. Who's going to be facing off against Miguel Burgos?
Leading off, the Hamilton Cardinals get started with a hot bat in Justin Gideon. He leads off in center field. Luke Tevlin bats second at first base. Grant Arnold batting third at shortstop. Connor Bowie bats cleanup in right field. Jacob Martins bats fifth at second base. Jake Foden bats sixth in left field. Connor Patterson bats seventh at catcher. Mike Chiquetto batting eighth at DH. And Lane Renault batting ninth at shortstop.
So those are the lineups for the Hamilton Cardinals that will have to face off against Miguel Burgos, and the London Majors will look to come back with another win here on Friday evening. We already looked at the keys to the game. The Majors trying to get started early. There's a beautiful first pitch to get started here. And it's going to be a good night of baseball, Dylan. You can already feel it here in Labatt Park.
Yeah, the beautiful first pitch there. It was strike two. Beautiful night here at Labatt Park. The fans are coming out. They want to watch their Majors take on the Hamilton Cardinals. Majors are really hot right now, and they'll look to keep it up in front of the home crowd.
They certainly will. We mentioned, of course, the Majors, 5 of their last 7, and it doesn't seem like a whole lot. There's 2 losses in there, but those 2 losses, both to Barrie, a tough team to beat.
Yeah, for sure. And Barrie is always at the top of the standings for in the IBL, so always a tough team to face. And the Majors, you know what? They haven't done a terrible job in the games that they've played them. They've stayed in games, and they came back late on Pack the Park Day. Unfortunately, they did end up losing that one. But Barrie's always a tough team, so good to see that the Majors' only 2 losses in that 7-game stretch were against Barrie.
For the Majors this weekend, it's going to be tonight against the Hamilton Cardinals before they head on the road tomorrow to take on the Guelph Royals, and then back home Sunday versus the Welland Jackfish. Dylan, those are 3 games where if you look at the standings, you look at how the Majors have been playing, you'd like to get 2 of 3, if not all 3 this weekend.
Yeah, for sure. And you know what? Hamilton, Guelph, and Welland are all in the middle of the standings with the London Majors. So if you're the Majors, you want to face these teams that are equal to you. And maybe you're even better right now because the streak you're on if you're the London Majors. So you want to face these teams and hopefully get 2 out of 3 wins.
Leading things off, Justin Gideon, as mentioned, been a hot bat for the Hamilton Cardinals so far this season and of late as well. So he'll lead things off here against the lefty Miguel Burgos. And we are set to go here on this Friday evening from Labatt Park. Burgos set to the plate. That one will miss for ball 1, but we are underway.
First pitch of the ball game at 7:39 p.m. And you know what? Justin Gideon at the plate. Always a tough matchup when you face a lefty, especially with the stuff of Miguel Burgos. But Gideon has a .486 batting average this season. He's been really hot.
Second pitch up high to him. Count moves to 2-0. So you want to also see Burgos work ahead in the count, especially against some of these hitters. That one popped up over towards third base. It's going to come back into fair territory, but the catch will be made for the first out of the ball game, and a good start for Miguel Burgos.
A very good start for Miguel Burgos on the high pop-up there. Brian Lizardo had a bit of trouble with the sun, eventually got under it, made the play, and really good to see for Miguel Burgos off to a good start in another ball game.
Next up, Luke Tevlin for Hamilton. Stands in that right-hander's batter's box against the lefty. First pitch up high, ball 1. And count will move to 1-0.
One thing early that we've seen is Miguel Burgos has been missing high a little bit. He'll have to bring his pitches down throughout the ballgame.
That one's right across as it catches the edge, and it's a 1-1 count now. Burgers swing and a miss at the plate there from Tevlin. A 1-2 count. We mentioned the first time that Majors fans get to see Miguel Burgos at home so far this season.
Yeah. Burgos had a pretty good outing last time.
The 1-2 to the plate. Swing and a miss. A strikeout there for the second out of the inning. And Burgos grabs the first K of the ball game.
And that's something we'll see a lot of from Miguel Burgos because of his phenomenal off-speed stuff and a lively fastball. It'll be really good to see how he works because Burgos has the ability to strike out a lot of batters in a short period of time.
So 2 outs now in the ball game. The delivery to the 3-hitter. Grant Arnold is just outside. 1-0. Now Burgos with his leg kick grabs a sign to the plate. Called strike. 1-1.
You know, Grant Arnold's had a bit of a slower start to his season this year than he would like, but you know what? If there's a guy that can turn it around, it's Grant Arnold, a proven good bat in the IBL.
Swings through that one. The 1-1 from Burgos is 1-2 now.
That's another example of the good off-speed stuff from Miguel Burgos. Just terrible for a lefty to attempt to hit.
The 1-2 to the plate. Swing and a miss. Another punch out there for Miguel Burgos on the mound, and he is through the top of the first inning with 2 punch outs, and that off-speed pitch working well for him so far, Dylan.
For sure, and it dives away from the left-handed batters, and it is so difficult to face as a lefty. It has been on to start the ball game, just nasty, diving into the righty's batter's box, and now Chris Lazar will look to use that same lefty magic in his outing.
I had a chance to catch up with Majors pitcher Braden Farrington before the game. Here's my interview with him. Here with Majors pitcher Braden Farrington. Braden, you guys have won 5 of your last 7. How's the squad feeling right now?
It's feeling pretty good. You know, everything is starting to finally slow down for the guys, and we're getting wins now. It's positive in the room, that's for sure. It's not like how it was earlier in the season where it wasn't going as best as possible, but it's finally working out for us.
You yourself, you seem to be settling in on the mound. How are you feeling out there?
It's feeling good. You know, it's starting to warm up, which is good for a field pitcher like myself. You know, ball's not slipping out of the hand as much, so it's feeling really good.
You put in a lot of work in the offseason. Are you seeing that coming in on the mound?
Yeah, you know what? Ball's moving a little bit more horizontally, which I've worked on a lot this year, and it's paid off for me so far. You know, and I'm hoping it continues on in the season as the temperature increases. So hopefully the velo will slowly increase, but we'll see how it goes.
Awesome. Thank you, Braden. Best of luck today.
Thank you.
Welcome back here to Majors TV. The man on the mound there for the Hamilton Cardinals, Dylan, talked about him a bit in the pregame show. Doesn't walk a whole lot of guys. The Majors got to get on base other than the walk.
Yeah, for sure. And Chris Lazar has been very good at avoiding the walk. He's only walked 2 batters in 19 2/3 innings this season. He does not walk very many guys, so what you got to do is you got to jump on that early strike and hit it up the middle, hit it into the gaps, get on base with base hits, because you're not going to get on base with the walk because of how good of a strike thrower Chris Lazar is.
So Chris Lazar on the mound, as mentioned, for the Hamilton Cardinals, and it will be Carlos Arteaga to lead things off here, playing shortstop in the ball game for the Majors, and he's been good since he came to the Majors this season, a little bit late.
Yeah, he came along a little bit later than usual, but he did really well in his first game in Guelph and Kitchener. He drove in 3 of the 10 Majors runs in that ball game, so he's been really good and a big bright spot for the Majors at the top of their order so far this season.
To the plate as Carlos squares around, but he pulls back, as he usually does on the first pitch of the game. That one's across for a strike, 0-1.
Carlos is trying to get a feel of what Lazar has tonight.
Lazar to the plate. That one low and in the dirt. Count evens up at 1-1 on the Majors leadoff hitter, Carlos Arteaga. Here's the 1-1 delivery. That one hit on the ground, up the middle. Tough play at 2. Throw over to 1 in time to get Arteaga running. So he's out for the first out of the bottom of the first inning.
Good play over there at second base by the Hamilton second baseman, Jacob Martins, and he had to range quite a bit to get to that ball, but he got there as it looked like Arteaga's hit might have gone up the middle, but good job by Martins getting there and making a strong, accurate throw to first base.
I'll bring up the Majors' big bat of Izzy Pena, wearing that 29 pinstripe uniform in the left-hander's batter's box. First pitch is a strike to him, 0-1.
Izzy batting .394 on the season. He has been a formidable force in that Majors lineup.
The 0-1 is outside. So the count will even up at 1-1. Here's the 1-1 delivery. That one hit on the ground, up the middle. Going to be a tough play to make. Martin's throw to one, not in time. So Pena will reach on a infield single there with one out.
Another hit right back up the middle and hit slowly. Martin's ranged over as far as he could. He got to the ball, but couldn't make a strong enough throw to beat Izzy Pena. Izzy Pena is not necessarily a slow runner, so he was able to get down that line relatively quickly and beat out the throw there. So it's interesting that both Majors hitters have gone up the middle in that general area, hit very slowly, very weakly, and clearly Lazar is a tough arm to face from the left side.
So that'll bring up Byron Reichstein, who is batting in the 3-hole, back to the right field position tonight. First pitch across for a strike, 0-1.
Yeah, and what's really good about Byron is he has the ability to switch positions a little bit in the outfield. He's played some center field a bit this season, so always good to have a versatile outfielder in your lineup.
That one misses low, so it moves to 1-1 here on Byron. We've seen him move around the outfield, of course, playing mainly in right and center. Here is the 1-1 pitch. To the plate, off-speed pitch, hit down the left field line, but hooking and landing on the warning track just to the left of the foul line, so it'll move to 1-2 on the long foul ball.
It was a strike from Chris Lazar, no surprise, and Byron did a good job of staying with it, hitting it to the opposite field. Unfortunately, it just hooked foul. Could have been an extra base hit for sure had it stayed fair.
Gave it a ride deep to left, but it did end up foul by probably about 15, 20 feet, and he's got a 1-2 count now. Has a look at Pena at one, comes to the plate, it's outside, 2-2. Lazar once again, quick look at Pena to the plate. That one popped up, third base. Just in foul territory, makes the grab for the second out of the inning. So Reichstein is retired on the pop-up for the second out.
Yeah, and I don't expect the lefties to have very much success against this tough lefty arm in Chris Lazar. He's always been very tough on left-handed batters, but if you can get that early strike, maybe you're able to get a base hit or two.
Number 35, Cleveland Brownlee.
That'll bring up Cleveland Brownlee to the plate, the cleanup hitter. Big ovation from the hometown crowd, as he always does. He's got a bat with a runner on first, 2 outs here in the bottom of the first inning. Look over to one, but first pitch to Brownlee is low for a ball, 1-0.
Everything's been weak contact so far from the Majors. I know it's only been 3 batters, but Cleveland usually tends to hit lefties pretty well, so interesting to see how he fares here.
Brownlee hits that one in the air to center, dropping. It's going to drop in front of the center fielder. And it will be a base hit here for Cleveland Brownlee.
You know what, off the bat, that ball looked like it was going to be hit further and harder than it actually was, and Justin Gidding in center field thought the same thing as he started jogging in a little slower than usual, but he started charging hard, and unfortunately for him, it was too late, dropped in, and the Majors have 2 runners on.
And now, Dylan, we get to see our first look here at Josh Williams, who, if you were here enough to see batting practice, he has a very strong and heavy swing.
He does. He hits lasers. It was a laser show during BP, and not an easy task in his first game facing a tough lefty like Chris Lazar.
Williams in that left-handed batter's box stands at 6'5". An 0-1 count. Lazar to the plate. Off speed outside. 1-1. Brownlee on first. Pena on second, and 2 outs here in the bottom of the first inning. Lazar has a look, then comes to the plate on off-speed pitch, called to strike on Williams. 1-2.
One thing we've seen early with Chris Lazar is that he loves to use that off-speed pitch, and it's been pretty effective for him so far. running away from the left-handed batters.
He's used it a lot on the lefties so far in the bottom of the first inning. Got a 1-2 count on Williams. The pitch. Swing and a miss. In the dirt, they tag him up. And the side is retired here, so the Majors do pick up a hit from Cleveland Brownlee. A pair of hits as well. And we will go to the the second inning when we return here on Majors TV. Are you looking for that perfect birthday gift this summer? Then make sure you visit the London Majors team store located under the grandstand at home games or online at londonmajors.com. The Major store has lots of different items including t-shirts, game-used jerseys, hoodies, and Collins Majors socks, compliments of Collins clothiers. The Major store also has multiple different styles of London Majors official New Era caps. So make sure you visit us under the grandstand at home games or online at londonmajors.com. Welcome back to Labatt Park here. Noah Smith and Dylan Baker calling the action here on Majors TV as we now go to the top half of the second inning. Burgos back on the mound for the Majors. Had a good first inning for him, Dylan. The Majors in the bottom half, though, on the bats. What is one thing you liked about them? They were fairly aggressive in the counts, but they're letting those curveballs get to them for the lefty batters.
Yeah, for sure. And the lefties have been very patient, waiting for that curveball to get to them, and then they hit it up the middle. And they've been, like I just mentioned, they've been staying up the middle with every single one of their hits, minus Byron's pop out in foul ground third base. Everything's been up the middle, and it's been really good to see. You want to stay up the middle if you're the London Majors, especially as a lefty bat with that nasty breaking ball that Chris Lazar has.
So Connor Bowie here to lead things off. First pitch from Burgos is inside, ball one. Bowie's out in right field for the Cardinals tonight. Pitch is cold to strike, 1-1.
Miguel Burgos so far in this ball game has been hitting his spot on the corners, and it's been really good to see so far.
Here's the 1-1. That one hit right field. Chasing back. What a catch out there in right. As tracking it down is the perennial outfielder Byron Reichstein making the grab for the first out.
Yeah, and that ball was rocketed by Connor Bowie out there. The Hamilton right fielder hit it to his counterpart in right field, Byron Reichstein, who had to run a long way all the way to the warning track and even jump up a little bit to attempt to make the grab, and he made that catch. A beautiful play for the first out of the second inning.
I think it ended up being just out of view of our camera, but it was a nice catch out there and right for the first out of the inning, as that one is across for strike one. 0-1 here. Jacob Martins, the second baseman for Hamilton. 0-1. That one hit on the ground, but foul, as it was just to the left of the third base bag there. An 0-2 count.
Very close call there over at third base, because that ball almost stayed fair. Just went to the left of the third base bag, as you mentioned, Noah.
So now an 0-2 count here for Burgos on the mound. Pair of punch-outs in the game already for him. Grabs his sign, leg kick, and delivery to the plate. That one is low and through the legs of Mike Ambrose, 1-2.
Burgos has the off-speed stuff, and he's not afraid to use it. Did a good job of it there. Unfortunately for him, Martins didn't bite.
The 1-2 is upstairs, 2-2 now.
And that breaking stuff from Burgos is so good against lefties, but the righties tend to have a better eye of it, a better view of it there, and they like to lay off.
That one is fouled off on the 2-2 from Martins. So we'll have to redo the 2-2 pitch. Burgos has been doing a good job so far early in the game at locating his pitches. Here's the 2-2 pitch. That one swung on, fouled off to the screen. So another 2-2 pitch will have to come.
Good pitch there from Miguel Burgos on the inside corner, fouled off by Jacob Martins.
Two and two. Ambrose sets up inside. That one is fouled off as well. And we saw this back on Tuesday night as well. Martins putting together a good 2-strike at bat. He's doing it again here against Burgos.
Yeah, and some guys just have a very good 2-strike approach. Seems that Jacob Martins is one of those guys.
The 2-2. That one low. So the count will move to full now at 3-2. Already one out here in the top of the second inning. Here's the 3-2 pitch. That one just outside. So it'll miss, and Martins will walk here with one out in the inning.
Yeah, that one didn't miss by too much. And again, Miguel Burgos, even on a 3-2 count where he's in danger of losing the hitter, which he did there, he went for the corner, just missed it, a very close pitch on 3-2. So good to see that Burgos is still confident in his ability to hit his spots.
So Jake Foden will come to the plate here now for Hamilton. He's tonight's starting left fielder. Burgos to the plate, that one inside, 1-0. Not an overly big lead over there at 1 for Martins, but a throw over anyways. He's back standing up. Burgos grabs his sign. Ambrose sets up. The pitch to the plate off speed is up high. 2-0 now.
And again in the second inning, we're seeing pitches are closer, but they're still missing a little bit of up from Miguel Burgos. Possibly something he needs to work out to bring his pitches back down.
To the plate on 2-0. That one misses now. 3-0. So he falls behind 3 straight balls after walking Jacob Martins.
Last thing you want to do here is walk a second straight batter if you're Miguel Burgos. So now you might want to try and hit the heart of the plate.
That one misses. Ambrose thought it might have caught the inside edge, but nonetheless it'll be a walk here to put runners at first and second. And a early mound visit now for Brent Wales. It's just going to come out and likely change up the approach on the mound.
Yeah, it's not necessarily that it's been a bad approach from Miguel Burgos, but unfortunately it's an approach that has not worked. He's been missing up a little bit with his pitches, and he's hitting the corners. Unfortunately, he's just not getting the calls so far in the ballgame.
In a mound visit like this, as you mentioned, he's just really coming out to kind of give Burgos a little bit of a break. He's walked 2 straight batters, but he's been all around the zone before that.
Yeah, everything's really been around the zone for Miguel Burgos so far. So Brent Wales' main job there was to calm him down, give him a little break with 2 guys on and only 1 out.
That'll bring up to the plate here Connor Patterson. Bat with a pair of runners on and 1 out. Burgos to the plate. That one across for a strike, so right back into it. 0-1.
Good pitch there by Miguel Burgos, coming right after him with the pitch on the inside corner.
A look at the runners. Comes to the plate on 0-1. That one missing, so 1-1 now.
Burgos not getting many calls on the corners here so far in the ball game. Possibly have to adjust to that, but at the same time, you do want to stick with what's been working for you, and for Miguel Burgos, that has been to hit the corners.
The 1-1 misses as well now, so 2-1. Cardinals are a good hitting team, so you can't just go right at them. Still have to make your pitches and hit your spots. It's a 2-1 delivery as Burgos checks, runners off to third. Ambrose with a throw down. It's going to be into left. So 1 run will come in to score. The throw to 3 is not in time, and that one's away. So 1 run across the score here for the Cardinals. They jump out to the early lead.
So not a bad idea there from the Hamilton Cardinals, putting pressure on the defense by having both runners moving, and unfortunately Mike Ambrose's throw went right into left field, allowing a run to score. So it'll likely be a stolen base and an error for both of the runners, the error charged to Mike Ambrose.
A 2-2 count now with a runner on third and 1 out. That'll bring in Josh Williams at first base, playing just on the edge of the grass. The 2-2 delivery, swing and a miss. So a strikeout there for Burgos, the second out of the inning.
Big strikeout there from Miguel Burgos, blowing it past Connor Patterson there. Now he's got Mike Chiquetto to deal with.
So Mike Cicchetto here, the designated hitter in the ball game. Fair amount of righties in this order for Hamilton against the lefty on the mound. First pitch to him, swing and a miss on that one, 0-1.
Chiquetto, swung and missed at that pitch, but another pitch that was up from Miguel Burgos.
It's an 0-1 count, and here is the delivery to the plate. That one just inside, doesn't get the call. Ambrose flinching behind the plate there. He's definitely thinking that these pitches are catching the edge of the plate. However, the call is not being made.
And the corner calls have been spotty so far in this ball game.
The 1-1 is upstairs now, 2-1. Seems as though they're hitting the edge, but not getting the calls. A 2-1 count. Burgos checks at third. Leg kick and delivered to the plate is up high. 3-1 now.
Burgos needs to make sure that he's finishing his pitches because he's been missing up, and he's missed with the last few pitches way upstairs. So if you're Burgos, you can't get too flustered out there on the mound with not getting calls, and still execute and finish your pitches.
Swing and a miss from Cicchetto. Now a full count at 3-2. A few big swings from the Cardinals designated hitter as well, so we'll see what Ambrose and Burgos decide to come with here on a full count pitch. 3-2, delivery to the plate. That one, they're going to peel down to first. He doesn't go around, so it's a walk. On the 3-2 pitch upstairs. Now runners on the corners with 2 outs.
Yeah, and I think that's a high pitch that was intended to be high, a high fastball trying to retire Mike Cicchetto out there at over there at the plate, but did not get a full swing from Cicchetto, and Justin Snively, the crew chief over at first base, said he did not go around.
So runners on the corners here. Burgos to the plate. That one upstairs, 1-0. As he is now finishing high on a few of his pitches in the last few batters. Quick look over to 1. To the plate here. That one just outside. Doesn't get the call. Now 2-0.
You can tell Mike Ambrose is starting to get a little frustrated himself behind the plate with not getting these calls because the pitches seem to be catching the corners. They look like it from up here, and I'm sure Mike Ambrose thinks they do, or thinks they are back behind the plate, but unfortunately the calls have not been made.
The 2-0 is swung right through there. From Lane Renault, 9-hitter in the order. You'd love to get him out here before you turn things back over to the dangerous top of the order. A 2-1 count.
Especially with Justin Gideon up there at the top, always a good hitter.
That one misses outside. 3-1 now. To Lane Renault. baseman in the ball game for Hamilton. Runners on the corners and 2 outs here. Set to the plate here on 3-1. That one's across, so another full count coming here.
Interesting to see what Burgos comes with on the full count. Does he go with the off speed that he's shown he's confident in, even though it's a righty in Lane Renault?
The 3-2 delivery to the plate. Swing and a miss. Another punch out for Miguel Burgos. And he strands a pair of runners on base there for Hamilton. But they will pick up the first run of the ball game here in the top of the second. We'll go to the bottom of 2. Cardinals out in front, 1-0. Welcome back here to Majors TV coverage of the Hamilton Cardinals and the London Majors. Hamilton jumps out to a 1-0 lead here as we go to the bottom of the second. Dylan, they didn't get any hits in that inning. Just picked up a run on a couple of walks and an error.
Yeah, there were quite a few walks in that inning from Miguel Burgos. And you know what? We talked about the Majors having to be aggressive at the plate. Miguel Burgos has to be aggressive in trying to get pitches into the strike zone because he's been finishing up he's been throwing pitches up, and he needs to start finishing his pitches, getting them more in the strike zone for continued success in the ball game. Because right now we're seeing a lot of walks.
That first pitch is across and called a strike here on Steve Froese. 0-1 count now to the plate. Lazar misses. 1-1. Froese back over at second base in the ball game today. To the plate. Froese hits that one in the air. Shallow center, shielding his son from the eyes out there in right is going to be, Connor Bowie, and he makes the out for the first out of the inning.
Steve Froese got a ball in the air. The first time we've seen a Major do that in the ball game against Chris Lazar. Unfortunately for him, Connor Bowie was right there to make the play. Good to see a ball hit into the outfield in the air, though.
Jonathan DeForest will bat now with 1 out in the inning. First pitch to him is across for a strike. 0-1. The 0-1 here. DeForest hits that one to center field. Underneath it, and the catch is made here. So back-to-back flyouts to start the second, and 2 quick outs.
Yeah, and the Majors' past 2 batters have gotten balls in the air into the outfield, and the center fielder was right there to make the play, and Connor Bowie was there to make the play on Steve Froese. It's good to see that they got balls into the outfield, but one of the things I've noticed with Chris Lazar right now on the mound is he is starting to work quicker. He is getting into a rhythm, and if you're the Majors, you have to knock him out of that pretty quickly.
Brian Lizardo to the plate now. And his first hit as a Major back on Tuesday night. Scored a run as that one misses. 1-0. Lazar to the plate. That one called a strike. 1-1 now.
Lizardo has proven himself to be a very patient hitter at the plate. Has not had quite as many hits as he'd like, though.
Hits that one over, but foul to first base, 1-2. He has been a patient hitter so far. It's come back to bite him a few times as he's waited a bit too long and then has been faced with some tough pitches. Here's the 1-2. Hits that one right to second base. Popped up, and it is the third out of the inning. So the Majors go quietly here in the bottom of the second. We'll go to the third. Cardinals still out in front, 1-0.
Chances are, if you've been out to a London Majors game this season, then you've noticed all the advertisements around the field. If you're wondering how you can get your business involved, then reach out to us and we can put you in touch with Angela at angela@londonmajors.com. We can help you find innovative ways to help your business grow with the London Majors.
Welcome back to Labatt Park here. Miguel Burgos back on the mound for the Majors. Dylan, he's pitched well so far. The one flaw he's had is he's falling behind a little bit, and it looks like he's getting a little bit frustrated with the strike zone.
Yeah, and you can't necessarily blame him from up here because he's looked like he's hit the corners quite often, but he's just not getting the calls. If you're Miguel Burgos, you cannot get frustrated with Don Jaramet's calls behind the plate, and you have to keep throwing your pitches because Burgos has had a ton of success in his IBL career. He was the pitcher of the week last week, so clearly things are working for him, and he's just got to continue with that even if he doesn't get the calls because eventually he will. He also needs to finish his pitches because right now he's missing up quite a bit.
He's been missing high in the zone to a few batters in the top of the second inning. Those resulted in the walks, and one of those came around to score as well. That is the lone Hamilton run on the board. They lead 1-0. And now back to the top of the order, and Justin Gideon to lead things off for them in the top of the third.
Gideon this season for the Hamilton Cardinals, like I mentioned earlier, he has a .486 batting average. He's got 7 doubles on the year as well.
In for his second at-bat of the game here to start the third. First pitch, that one low, 1-0. A 1-0 pitch now from Burgos. Off speed, that one across and called a strike now. 1-1.
Good to see Burgos come with the off speed there, showing he still has confidence in that pitch, even though he's not getting a lot of the corner calls.
The 1-1, that one across. So gets the call there, and it's a 1-2 count here for Miguel Burgos.
So now you're seeing Justin Gideon get frustrated. An inconsistent zone, it seems, at the plate. That one, those last 2 pitches did seem to catch the corner, though.
Fouled off there on 1-2. Out of play over top of the third base grandstand, so we'll have to redo the 1-2 pitch here to the leadoff man in the order and in an inning, Justin Gideon. Ambrose sets up outside. The 1-2 is fouled off. A good pitch there, but a good battle at the plate from the Cardinals center fielder.
Yeah, good battle indeed from Justin Gideon. You could tell Miguel Burgos was a little bit frustrated. He wanted that pitch outside, went in. Not a bad pitch, even though it did not hit his spot. So we'll see what he comes with here on 1-2.
The 1-2 is fouled off on off-speed to the backstop there. So one thing we've seen so far for the Cardinals is good 2-strike approaches. They've been shortening up and putting up a good fight.
Yeah, they've been really good with 2 strikes, really working Miguel Burgos.
The pitch, that one fouled off as well. Into the screen, another 1-2 pitch will have to come. If you're on the mound, you got to wonder what to do here. You're throwing the off-speed. You've mixed up the location on the fastball.
If I'm Miguel Burgos, I go with a waste pitch way outside and come back with a fastball up.
The 1-2. That one's an off-speed pitch. Hit in the air and in front of the right fielder, Reichstein, for a leadoff base hit here in the top of the third inning.
That ball was smoked by Justin Gideon into right field. Steve Froese leaped, couldn't come down with that pitch, and I guess when you work a guy long enough, you know all he has, and good job by Gideon sitting on the off-speed there and lining it into right field.
That was his second at-bat of the game here in the top of the third inning, and saw a lot of pitches, as you mentioned, Dylan. So he knew what Burgos had. The 1-2 now to the plate. Or pardon me, 0-0 to the count there. Missing.
Luke Tevlin in his first at-bat was Miguel Burgos' first strikeout victim. Burgos has 4 on the day.
One-0 is upstairs now, 2-0 on the Cardinals' first baseman, Luke Tevlin. Gideon's over there at first base. Not an overly huge lead against the lefty on the mound. Pick over, a slow one. So Burgos has a look. Quick one, now to the plate on 2-0. That one is hit right field. Reichstein coming in, stops, makes the grab out there and right for the first out of the inning. And one is retired.
And Miguel Burgos had the fly ball pitch working pretty well. He's got the strikeout pitch working and the fly ball pitch working. The only outs that he has recorded that have not been strikeouts have been hit in the air to right field and to third base.
So 1 out now in the inning. The leadoff man, Justin Gideon, still stands on first base. Has a look and another throw over. This one his slowest of them all. So it will await the first pitch of the at-bat here to Grant Arnold.
Arnold struck out in his last at-bat.
Another pick move over. This one a little bit quicker. But Gideon is still back in safely.
Gideon is a threat to run over at first base.
That one is missing as well, so a tight zone for Burgos. Him and Amby both know it. And he's not getting any calls really on the edges from the home plate umpire right now. Gideon off, throw from Ambrose down, and in plenty of time at second base, so he is thrown out, trying to steal second on Ambrose, and a beauty throw.
A beautiful throw by Mike Ambrose over there behind the dish. A rocket to second base. Carlos Ortega did a good job of getting the tag down, and Justin Gideon never really stood a chance. Good pitch from Miguel Burgos. I believe it was a fastball. If not, it was a very accurate off-speed pitch. And strong throw from Mike Ambrose.
That one across for a strike as well here. So Burgos gets ahead here now with 2 outs in the inning after the runner is caught stealing. And we'll look to try and work through the third.
That caught stealing is so huge for this inning, as Miguel Burgos now has 2 outs and nobody on base instead of what it could have been a runner at second base in scoring position with only 1 out. Now one good pitch gets you out of the inning.
1-2 to the plate. That one just out, they're going to say. 2-2 now. And the tight zone continues here for Miguel Burgos.
Not only has it been tight, but it's been inconsistent. You can deal with a tight zone if it stays the same, but it's been rough from the home plate umpire today.
Off-speed pitch swung on and missed. They won't even bother running down to first, and it's another strikeout for Miguel Burgos, and he is rocking and rolling through 3 innings here. Looking good, and the off-speed pitch, Dylan, has been working well for him so far.
The off-speed pitch has been beautiful and unhittable for left-handed batters. You mentioned there are a lot of righties in this Hamilton lineup, but the few lefties that they do have cannot touch Miguel Burgos' off-speed pitch, and even the righties have struggled against it.
So Miguel Burgos is through his first 3 innings. Dylan, count him up. already 5 Ks in the ball game for him, and he has been looking good so far. The Cardinals do pick up their first hit of the ball game, though, and just one run across for them so far. Going to the bottom of the third inning, the Majors will look to try and get across. And like you mentioned, Dylan, they need to be aggressive here in the bottom half of the third inning. Lazar has looked great out there for them on the mound, and they need to just really get a pitch they like and swing early in the count.
They most certainly do, because Chris Lazar, no shocker here, he has not walked a batter, and he's only been pumping in strikes. If you're the Majors, you have to take note of that, and you have to start swinging early in counts and hopefully get a few base hits together and score the game-tying run.
It will be the bottom of the order for the Majors to get things started. Mike Ambrose will come to the dish. He will be the leadoff man, and that will turn things over to the top of the order. As we now go to the bottom of the third inning. Chris Lazar still working on the mound. He's been good so far for the Cardinals. As mentioned, doesn't walk a whole lot of guys, so you got to find ways on base via the base hit. The Majors do have 2 in the ball game. And here comes Mike Ambrose. Ambrose comes into the game not hitting nearly as well as he'd like to so far in the season, but is due to break out any time now, Dylan, and still possesses a good bat at the plate, so you can't really work at him as if he's been struggling all year. You still have to go at him with the same poise on the mound.
Yeah, Mike Ambrose has always been a good average hitter. He will look to turn things around very soon.
Fouls off that first pitch. Count moves to 0-1 here. Lazar on the mound. Wine delivery to the plate off speed. That one called a strike. 0-2 on Mike Ambrose.
You know, if you're Mike Ambrose right now at the plate, you're asking the home plate umpire, where was that pitch when Miggy was on the mound?
Ambrose hits that one hard, but foul into the Majors bullpen down the third base line. So we'll have to redo the 0-2 pitch.
Good to see that Mike Ambrose has been aggressive, went after that first pitch and then went after another one there on 0-2. Aggressive is what the Majors need to be against Chris Lazar.
Ambrose asks for time, steps out here before he will get set to face the 0-2 pitch from Lazar. Here is the pitch on 0-2. Inside, it hits Mike Ambrose. So Ambrose is on base here to start things in the bottom of the third with a hit by pitch.
There's one guy that's known to get hit. It is Mike Ambrose, and another one there. So he is a base runner for the Majors. They will take it here as the top of the order comes up to the plate now.
So now back to the top of the order, Carlos Arteaga. Ambrose is on first base. We mentioned he gets hit a fair amount of times. That one is off. Ambrose now will have to scramble back to one, but that one will get out of play. So a foul ball and strike one. Oh and 1 here. As Lazard continues to work in the bottom of the third inning. Ambrose on first base after the hit by pitch, the throw to the plate, and now a throw back to one. Safe at first is Ambrose.
Good to see Mike Ambrose has been aggressive with his leads over at first base. Was running on the first pitch and then drew a throw over on the last one there. He wants to get around as quickly as possible, and now we're getting some signs, maybe something, a little conversation between the home plate umpire and Chris Lazar out there on the mound, asking possibly who called time there.
Nonetheless, it's a 1-1 count here. set on the mound. Ambrose is off. Arteaga fouls that one off. Back to the screen. And a nice catch made there. So Arteaga is retired on the pop-up and the first out of the inning.
Yeah, and clearly it was a hit and run there. Carlos Arteaga would not normally swing at that high pitch, and unfortunately it didn't work out for him as the catcher, Connor Patterson, was able to run to the screen very quickly, find the ball, and make a very nice catch in foul territory.
So now Ismael Pena will come to bat. I mentioned the high average for him so far. He'll look to face off against the lefty Lazar and try to get something going. Ambrose on first. Pretty big lead over there at 1. Takes a step. Now Pena fouls that one off. 0-1.
Izzy's been struggling with that off speed from Chris Lazar so far in the ball game, as all lefties in the majors lineup have.
It's tough facing that off-speed pitch. And you'll imagine if you're Pena, you're going to see it at least a few times here, especially after falling behind 0-1 to the plate. There it is, but fouled off. The count moves in Lazar's favor, though, 0-2.
Interesting to see what Lazar comes with and how Izzy fights back, because he'll likely come with a breaking ball here because of how effective it has been against lefties. But Izzy's got to do a good job of protecting the plate here and not going after pitches out of the zone.
0-2. That one is in the dirt, blocked up. So Ambrose will hold over there at 1. A good block of the plate by Patterson.
Good eye there from Izzy Pena. I know it was an off-speed pitch, and it's tough to read as a lefty, but he laid off of that one, and it's ball 1.
Lazar checks at Ambrose. Off-speed to Pena. That one hit on the ground, up the middle. Glove flip, throw back to 1 in time. So a double play ends the bottom of the 3rd inning. The Majors unable to get anything going despite the leadoff man getting on base, and we will go to the 4th here in London. Cardinals out in front, 1-0.
Are you looking for that perfect birthday gift this summer? Then make sure you visit the London Majors team store located under the grandstand at home games or online at londonmajors.com. The Major store has lots of different items including t-shirts, game-used jerseys, hoodies, and Collins Majors socks, compliments of Collins clothiers. The Major store also has multiple different styles of London Majors official New Era caps. So make sure you visit us under the grandstand at home games or online at londonmajors.com.
Welcome back here to Labatt Park as we wrap up the run the bases here between the 3rd and 4th innings. And we get to see one of our four-legged friends out there as well. And Dylan, I must say, did a pretty good job. Better than I think my dog would not do nearly that good.
I think my dog would have seen that ball and gone after it. The warm-up balls that they use over there. Interesting to see. Normally it's just the kids, and they can go wild sometimes, but they decided to bring a dog out there and did pretty well.
So now Miguel Burgos back on the mound here to start the top of the 4th inning. He has been struggling a little bit with the zone, Dylan. It's been a little bit tight. Him and Ambrose both thinking that they should be getting at least another few inches on the edges. They haven't been getting it, but he's done a pretty good job at settling in with the zone that he has to deal with.
Yeah, and Miguel Burgos has adapted to that zone, although it is inconsistent and tough to adapt to. He's worked around it and thrown some strikes. He's been good at making changes to make sure that he gets pitches in the strike zone, because that's what he needs to do going forward in this ballgame if he wants to pitch deep into it.
Already has a number of strikeouts in the ball game. He's looked good out there. The strikeout pitch is working for the lefty today. And he'll have to try and set down the Cardinals here and get the Majors back onto the bats in the fourth inning. As mentioned, we go to the top of the fourth. Cardinals out in front 1-0. Their lone run came in the top of the second inning. And it will be Connor Bowie here, who flew out a deep and tough fly ball to Byron Reichstein in his first at-bat.
Yeah, good job by Byron tracking that one all the way into right field. Made a nice play on the warning track. Might be a little easier to see now that the sun has gone down, almost gone down fully.
So Bowie to lead things off here for Hamilton in the top half of the fourth. Burgos inside. Ball one to start the at-bat. Burgos grabs his sign, set and delivers here on 1-0. It's a cross for a strike, so he finds that edge there, and it moves the count to 1-1.
Burgos not wavering from his normal stuff, hitting the corners.
Swing and a miss there from Bowie. A 1-2 count now. We'll see if Burgos comes back with that off-speed pitch. It's been good for him so far on 2-strike pitches. Grabs a sign, leg kick, delivers to the plate, swing and a miss at the dish. So Bowie goes down swinging. Another strikeout for Burgos and the first out of the inning.
That is back-to-back strikeouts for Miguel Burgos, 6 on the day. So a lot of strikeouts in only 3 1/3 innings. Very good to see from Miguel Burgos. Always has phenomenal stuff out there on the mound.
Certainly has that strikeout pitch working for him so far today. 1 out here in the top of the fourth inning. Which brings up Jacob Martins. To the plate, swing and a miss from Martins. 0-1 the count now. On a pitch a little bit up in the zone.
You know, with Jacob Martins, he's almost a guy you don't necessarily want to let get to 2 strikes because of his phenomenal 2-strike approach.
That one is in the dirt, so the count will move to 1-1. Martins, his last time up, had a very good at-bat with 2 strikes, fouling off a number of pitches. Here's the 1-1 delivery from Burgos. That one outside 2-1. Fast pace out there on the mound for Miguel. Here's the pitch. That one hit on the ground. Shortstop Carlos Artiega mixed a strong throw across the diamond in time at 1. So Martins is retired for the second out here of the top of the fourth inning.
Good player over there at shortstop by Carlos Artiega. A laser off the bat of Jacob Martins. Took a bit of an odd hop out there on the infield grass. Carlos played it well. Made a strong throw over to first base, and now they're 2 away.
A hard hit ball as well to Carlos. It took that one hop, and he made the strong throw across the diamond. So Jake Foden will bat now with a pair of outs in the inning. To the plate here. First pitch is low. 1-0 the count.
Miguel Burgos has not only wipeout off-speed stuff, but he's got a very good fastball, too. It's a hard fastball that hitters usually have a tough time facing.
A sneaky fastball is the way I would use to describe it. He's not a big character on the mound out there, but the fastball does sneak up on you every now and then. That one is popped up. Lizardo, long run into foul territory. It's going to drop. It was going to be a tough play to make in foul territory as Pena, Arteaga, and Lizardo all coming and converging at one spot. It'll drop 1-1.
Yeah, you know what? Brian Lizardo busted it all the way into shallow left field and foul ground. Unfortunately, he couldn't get there. He almost did. He was only a few steps away, but he put his head down and started running hard, and that's what he had to do to even come close to the ball. And unfortunately, he lost it a little bit and didn't know when it was going to come down.
And that's a tough play for him to make, Dylan. He, as you mentioned, did everything right on that play. As soon as it went up in the air, he turned and just started running to the location where he thought it was going to land. Unfortunately, when all three of them got there, it just happened to drop. That one is called a strike on the off speed, 1-2.
And now Jake Foden has another chance. Good on Miguel Burgos going after him, getting a strike there. Now 1-2.
The 1-2 delivery to the plate is low, so it moves the count to 2 balls and 2 strikes. The look, the pitch to the plate there is low as well. So 3-2 is the count.
Miguel Burgos, if I'm Miguel, I got to go with the breaking ball here on 3-2. Doesn't matter the count. You got a lefty up. They've had a tough time facing it, and the breaking ball's been good.
The 3-2 is hit foul territory. Same spot. This one more towards the Majors bullpen, and Luzardo tripping over the mound there. So a little bit of a scary situation there, but it looks like he'll be okay as that one drops foul. So another 3-2 pitch coming.
Yeah, and Jacob Martins has done a good job of fouling balls off from Miguel Burgos. So you threw the fastball there. I'd go with an off-speed here on 3-2. Again, I mentioned it for the last pitch. You went with the fastball. Now I think you come with an off-speed here if you're Miguel Burgos.
So 3-2 count. Burgos on the mound. Foden at the dish. Here's the 3-2 delivery. That one fouled off once more. So a great job at staying alive at the plate there for Jake Foden. We'll have to await another 3-2 pitch.
Big pitch coming up here for Miguel Burgos.
The 3-2 off-speed pitch. That one just missing. So a walk here to Jake Foden. And he'll be on base with a pair of outs in the inning.
2 up base runners are never a fun thing, but at least you're near the bottom of the order here for Hamilton if you're Miguel Burgos, because you have a runner at first, 2 outs, but 7-8-9 coming up. 7-hitter Connor Patterson at the plate. He struck out his last time up.
He did get the punch out to Connor Patterson first time through the order. This time we'll have to deal with Foden on first. That one is in the air. Froze at second base will make the grab, and the inning is over. So Burgos works his way out of the 4th inning. He is looking good so far. We go to the bottom half. Majors looking to get on the board here in London. We are back here for the bottom of the fourth inning, and the London Majors will send the meat of their order now in Byron Reichstein, Cleveland Brownlee, and Josh Williams to lead off the bottom of the fourth inning. Dylan.
Yes, Byron, Cleveland, and Josh Williams due up for the Majors. Interesting to see what Josh Williams can do here. For the Majors, a big power bat, and hopefully the Majors can have a few runners on for him.
Here is the first pitch from Lazar. That one is across for a strike. 0-1 to the London Majors right fielder and 3-hitter. The 0-1 pitch, Lazar. That one fouled off from Reichstein. 0-2. Quickly up a pair of pitches here on the Majors 3-hitter.
Yeah, and tough to recognize the pitches if you're a lefty like Byron, a power bat. You want to hit that ball far, but with Lazar out there on the mound, he's a very good lefty with some sharp pitches.
That one called strike 3. It's a punch out to Reichstein in the first out here of the inning.
Yeah, tough one there. If you're Byron, you want to be patient at the plate, obviously, but against a guy that throws as many strikes as Chris Lazar does, you have to always be ready to swing. Right there, Byron probably thought it was off the plate a little bit. Unfortunately for him, it was not according to the home plate umpire, so it'll be out number 1.
That brings up Cleveland Brownlee to the plate here. Second time through the order. Hit one to center field. Base hit his first time up. And now he'll have to face off against the lefty Lazar for the second time here. This time with one out in the inning. First pitch puts a swing on it. It's over to third base. Throw across the diamond is in time, so Brownlee is retired. A quick second out.
Yeah, and it was interesting to see there because the third baseman and shortstop were playing way back on the infield, almost to the edge of the grass. And you can do that with a guy like Cleveland. He's not the fastest of runners, but he does have a very, very good bat. So good defensive positioning there for Hamilton. Playing way back so you can deal with a laser off of Cleveland's bat, which is usually what happens. But right there, a slow ground ball, and they were able to make the play on it nonetheless.
Josh Williams to the plate now. Into his second at-bat as a London Major. First pitch from Lazar. Swing and a miss. A big one there from the newest London Major. 0-1 the count. Lazar to the plate here. Swing. Left field. It's going to be a base hit. And Josh Williams is aboard here with his first hit of the season.
Good job by Josh Williams staying with that pitch, taking it the other way. And if you were here for batting practice, if you were here early enough, Josh Williams in the first batting practice group, so tough to see him, but he is such a good hitter. He stays with pitches. And right there in his first game, he hit one down the left field line for a base hit. So very good job there by Josh Williams.
So 2 outs in the inning, but Williams is on. Squaring around is Froze. It's across for a strike anyways, 0-1. Lazar with a quick check over to Williams and then to the plate. Swing and a miss from Steve Froze. Count will move to 0-2.
If you're Froze, you can't get cheated up there on 0-2. Don't go for the off-speed stuff. Make sure it's a fastball that you like, and hopefully drive it to the gap and drive home a run.
0-2 to the plate. That one low in the dirt, but blocked up by the Cardinals catcher, Patterson. 1-2.
Good job by Steve Froze there, not going after that off-speed pitch in the dirt. Now he's positioned well for a fastball.
The 1-2. That one is a fastball, but it's up high. 2-2 now. Steve Froze will look to try and extend this inning here. 2 outs in the inning. As mentioned, Josh Williams is on first. A look from Lazar into the plate. That one outside. He wanted the call, but it's not there. 3-2.
Chris Lazar visibly frustrated after that pitch. Thought it got the corner. Unfortunately for him, he didn't get the call. So new life for Steve Froese. Another chance to hopefully get a ball far enough into the gap that it can score Josh Williams, who will be off on the pitch 3-2.
3-2. Froese hits that one. Shallow right underneath it and making the grab. So the side and the inning is over here. The Major is unable to get anything, but Josh Williams will pick up his first hit of the season. And we will go now to the 5th inning here in London. Cardinals out in front, 1-0.
Chances are, if you've been out to a London Majors game this season, then you've noticed all the advertisements around the field. If you're wondering how you can get your business involved, then reach out to us and we can put you in touch with Angela at angela@londonmajors.com. We can help you find innovative ways to help your business grow with the London Majors.
Welcome back here to the top of the 5th inning in London. Noah Smith, Dylan Baker on the call here as Miguel Burgos gets set to start the 5th inning. He's been good through 4. Dylan, what have you liked most from Burgos?
I have liked his off-speed stuff and his confidence in it. You know, it's my first time seeing Miguel Burgos pitch live, and the off-speed stuff has been very, very good, and he's got confidence in it. He's not afraid to use it in any count, which has been really, really good to see. A pitcher that's confident in their off-speed stuff is usually a very good pitcher.
Burgos gets set and ready to go to the plate here. First pitch is outside. Doesn't get the call, though, 1-0. It has been a fairly tight zone so far in the ball game. The 1-0 pitch, that one in the air. Towards third base, Luzardo calling off the rest of the infielders, makes the grab, and the first out of the inning.
Good job by Brian Luzardo there, making sure he was under that pop-up. He saw it through the lights and through the little sun that is still shining through the backstop. Good play there for the first out.
So 1 out in the inning now. And back to Burgos. Now goes through the order here against the Cardinals. He's got 1 out in the top of the 5th inning. Lane Renault, the batter. Here's the first pitch outside. 1-0. The lefty working quickly and working efficiently on the mound. That one also hit in the air. Froze out into shallow right field. It's going to be Reichstein calling him off and making the grab there. So good job taking control. And it's the second out here of the top of the 5th inning.
Yeah, good job by Byron Reichstein taking control there. As you mentioned, no, it's the outfielder's ball should he think he can get there. So good on him calling off Steve Froze and making a very nice play for the second out of the inning. And the Majors are just 1 out away from getting out of the 5th.
A whole lot easier for the outfielder coming in to make that grab, of course, than the second baseman who was backtracking. So good job by Reichstein to call him off. We're back to the top of the order for Justin Gideon here.
Gideon in the ball game, 1 for 2, a pop out and a single.
First pitch to him is across for a strike, 0-1. had that pop up in his first at bat, and then last time through the order, reached on his base hit. There's the 0-1 to the plate, that one missing. 1-1.
If you can see there, Brian Lizardo playing in a little bit over at third base. Not anymore, but with the speed of Justin Giddy, you never know when he's going to bunt.
1-1 to the plate. Off speed outside, 2-1. Still has confidence in that pitch to throw it in any count. Although now it's a 2-1 count on Gideon, the center fielder. That pitch inside, 3-1. So in danger here of walking Gideon. Pair of outs in the inning, though. That pitch fouled off into the screen, comes right at him, and now it is a full count at 3-2.
Full count, 3-2. What do you come with here, Noah?
Well, you mentioned Dylan is confident in that off-speed pitch, so he's a good hitter at the plate in Justin Gideon. I wouldn't be surprised if they go to it. Ambrose sets up outside. They don't go with it, but it's fouled off anyways, so we'll have to redo the 3-2.
Maybe you do it now. Gideon, yes, as you mentioned, Noah, very good hitter, but he's also a lefty, and that off-speed stuff is very good against lefties.
That one hit in the air. Left field, tracking back, over his head and making the grab. A nice catch out there in left field for Izzy Pena, and that one will end the top half of the fifth inning. A pair of nice grabs so far in the ballgame by Majors outfielders. This one ends the fifth.
A good play there by Izzy Pena, rushing straight back to the warning track, turning around, and making a good play to end the top of the fifth.
So we go to now the bottom half of the fifth inning. Majors still trail by 1 run here at Labatt Park.
The center fielder, number 6, Jonathan DeForest.
Welcome back here to the bottom of the fifth inning now. Jonathan DeForest to lead things off for the Majors. Who trail by 1 run, squares around to bunt, but bunts it foul. So the count will move to 0-1. DeForest will look to try to lead things off here in the bottom half of the fifth. Get on base any way you can. That one's outside, a ball. 1-1. So far this season for DeForest, .245 batting average as he takes that one outside. 2-1 the count. Delivery from Lazar is off speed, up high. So he misses another one. Lazar to the plate. DeForest hits that one. Center field. Not overly deep. He'll come in on it a little bit, but there to make the grab out in center is Justin Gideon for the first out of the inning.
The third baseman, number 26, Ryan
So now Brian Lizardo to the dish with one out. See if he can try to get anything going with a out already recorded in the inning. Comes to the plate, but it's going to miss for ball one. Good start so far for Lazar. Here he is as Lizardo hits that one in the air to right, not deep, and it's caught out there. So just on the handle of the bat a little bit, and it's retired for the second out of the inning.
The catcher, number 32, Mike Ambrose.
That'll bring up Mike Ambrose here to the plate, who will bat with a pair of outs. Ambrose's first time around. Ended up getting hit by a pitch. Did reach base, but was unable to go anywhere. First pitch from Lazar as Ambrose takes that one in the dirt. 1-0. For Ambrose, the 6th and 7th hit by pitch of this season. The 1-0 count now as Lazar comes set. Looks to the dish, grabs his sign, delivery, his off-speed pitch right there. A strike, 1-1. So Ambrose to the dish. Fouls that one off. It's going to get down the line. But it will get out of play, so a foul ball and now a 1-2 count to Mike Ambrose. Here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Cardinals out in front, 1-0.
Ambrose usually puts up a good battle at the plate with 2 strikes.
Here is the 1-2 pitch to Mike Ambrose. That one in the dirt. 2-2. Pair of outs in the inning. Here's the count to Ambrose. That one just going to miss on 2-2. Moves the count to full.
That one just missed there at the plate, and Ambrose lucky he didn't get rung up there. Looked pretty good from up here, but clearly something was seen down there. Ambrose took it, and the umpire said ball.
3-2. Ambrose hits that one down the line. It's a fair ball to left field. Ambrose will round and head to second. He's going to be to second base standing up, and it's going to be a 2-out double for Mike Ambrose.
Noah, you and I talked about how Ambrose is due to break out of a slump soon, and right there we might have seen it as he ripped a double down the left field line, hit that one really, really hard, and got to second base. A laser to left field for Mike Ambrose there, and now the Majors have a runner in scoring position with 2 outs for Carlos Arteaga.
The shortstop, number 97, Carlos Arteaga.
So now Carlos Arteaga will come to the dish with a runner in scoring position and a chance to score the Majors' first run of the game. Arteaga, of course, the leadoff man for the Majors. So it is a good single hitter. Here's the first pitch. That one just missing. Lazar wants to know where it missed, and to be honest, Dylan, I'd have to agree with him. Looked like it was right there.
It did, and it also looked like it was right there to Mike Ambrose. But luckily for the Majors, there were no calls. And Carlos Arteaga, even though he's in the leadoff spot, he's been a pretty good RBI guy so far.
The 1-0 to the plate. That one called a strike now, 1-1.
Just judging from up here, that pitch might have been less of a strike than the first pitch seemed.
Arteaga in the season, of course, joined the Majors a little bit late, but batting .378. Already 7 RBIs for him. The 1-1 pitch, that one in the dirt. Arteaga takes it, and it moves the count to 2-1. You know Ambrose will get a good jump over there at 2. So anything into the outfield, you got to imagine Brent Wales will be sending him. Carlos just has to get it there. The 2-1 pitch outside, 3-1.
Another thing Carlos can do here is pass the baton. You got to be very, very patient at the plate right now because you have a good hitter behind you in Izzy Pena who can also drive in runs. So if you're Carlos, you have to understand that there is a very good hitter behind you, and don't be afraid to take a pitch.
Ismael Pena stands on deck in the 3-1 pitch. Lazar to the plate. Arteaga hits that one on the ground, right back up the middle. It's a base hit. Ambrose is being sent home. The throw is high. Ambrose scores an RBI single as Arteaga moves into second base, and the Majors have tied the game.
Great job there by Carlos Arteaga getting an RBI single. Staying with the pitch, making sure it went right back up the middle. Ambrose came in to score. As you mentioned, Noah, he was likely going to get a good jump from second base. He did. Saw the ball very well. Brent Wales waved him all the way home. And now the Majors have another runner in scoring position after heads-up base running by Carlos Arteaga, advancing to second base. And now Izzy Pena has a runner out there for him.
Arteaga, a great base runner, was at first base when the throw was made, and the throw came in high at the catcher position, but Arteaga was going to be off anyways to second base. He moves into second, so him and Ambrose will switch places. The Majors grab a run, and now Pena will bat with 2 outs and a runner in scoring position.
Izzy Pena's got a single and grounded into a double play in 2 at-bats against the lefty Chris Lazar. And his single, unfortunately for him, was actually hit quite slowly up the middle, quite weakly. He beat it out on a nice play at second base. He'll look to drive something straight up the middle and try and get Carlos Arteaga home.
Bottom of the 5th inning here as the Majors have tied the ball game, and now Pena will get set to bat. First pitch to him. Off-speed pitch. Pena drives it. Opposite field to left. Going to be a tough play. Makes the grab on the warning track. So a great catch out there in left field. Bowden makes the grab, and the inning is over. But the Majors pick up a run here in the bottom of the 5th inning. They have tied the game at 1. And we will go to the 6th inning. Dylan Baker on the call when we return.
Are you looking for that perfect birthday gift this summer? Then make sure you visit the London Majors team store located under the grandstand at home games or online at londonmajors.com. The Major store has lots of different items including t-shirts, game-used jerseys, hoodies, and Collins Majors socks, compliments of Collins clothiers. The Major store also has multiple different styles of London Majors official New Era caps. So make sure you visit us under the grandstand at home games or online at londonmajors.com.
Welcome back to Majors Baseball on Majors TV. The London Majors just got their first run of the ball game in the bottom half of the 5th inning. It is now tied 1-1. Miguel Burgos back out there for his 6th inning of work, and he's looked pretty good, Noah.
He certainly has. He's been really fantastic so far through the ball game. He's working now into his 6th inning of work, and besides that one run in the top half of the 2nd inning, he's looked good on the mound, and the off-speed pitch, Dylan, we've talked about it throughout the broadcast. It's been great for him.
It has been really good to see from Miguel Burgos. He's been really good with that off-speed. Here is his first offering to Luke Tevlin. That is going to miss. 1 ball, no strikes.
Burgos has fallen behind a few times in the game, and when he works ahead, he's the most successful.
He is a check swing, and he did go around. Count is now 1-1.
Gets the call there from crew chief and first base umpire Justin Snively. Close call at the plate there, but gets it and a 1-1 count.
Another pitch that missed up, but he got the swing there, the 1-1. Inside. 2 balls and 1 strike. Here's the pitch, popped up, foul ground, and that will get out of play into the seats.
So now we'll get to see a 2-2 count here for Burgos. And although there is a righty at the plate, his off-speed pitch has been actually, I think, more successful against the righty bat so far in the game, despite it being a nasty pitch against the left-handed bat.
Yeah, it has been very, very good. He mostly gets strikes against the righties. It freezes them at the plate, the 2-2. In the air, left center field, or shallow center, pardon me, DeForest is under it to make the catch. 1 away.
And a good pitch there on 2-2 to get the swing there. It's hit pretty hard into center field, but DeForest will make that grab every time. And he is retired there for the first out here of the 6th inning.
Bit of a looping fly ball into center there. Good job by DeForest charging in and making the play. That'll bring up Grant Arnold, the Hamilton shortstop in the ball game.
And Arnold is a good bat for this Cardinals team, so to face him with nobody on is a good situation.
Squares around a bunt, went around, missed the pitch. No balls and 1 strike here.
And interesting to see Grant Arnold, who's batting in the 3 spot, square around a bunt. But the theme that we see around the IBL is those hitters squaring around on the first pitch.
Yeah, we tend to see that quite a bit. Arnold lines that one into right field. That one's going to drop in front of Byron Reichstein, so the Cardinals have a base runner here.
And that one wasn't hit overly hard. It was a line drive, but it stopped in front of Reichstein out in right field, so just enough to get over Froze's head and into right. He's going to be on with a 1-0 base hit.
Not really solid contact there from Grant Arnold. That'll bring up Connor Bowie. He has struck out and flown out in the ball game.
And a good situation here for Burgos to try and work out of it. As mentioned, he's been pretty good against righties so far. If he can try to get a ground ball here and work himself out of the inning.
That would be good for Burgos here. Possibility of a double play. 1 good pitch gets you out of it. Here's the offering. That's going to be a called strike 1, hitting the outside corner. Bowie didn't like the call.
And it's right on the edge there. It hasn't been called a few times in the game, but for the most part it has. And a good pitch there to start the at-bat.
Burgos comes set. 0-1 the pitch. In the dirt. 1 ball, 1 strike now.
He evens the count up at 1-1 here, but Dylan, we've talked about it throughout the broadcast. He's confident with that off-speed pitch, so we'll see if he comes with it here on 1-1.
And I'd say that off-speed pitch has been his best pitch so far in the ball game. Interesting to see what he goes with here. Quick move over to first base. Back safely is Arnold.
And for the most part, we've seen Burgos make that pick move, but it hasn't been one that he's trying to get the batter out on. More or less just checking on him, making sure he's not going anywhere.
Burgos gets his sign. Comes set, the pitch. On the inside corner, and he hits it. 1 ball, 2 strikes now.
And a good pitch there, good location as well. Even if he does get the swing there, it's not going to be hit overly hard on the down and in corner.
A good pitch there. If he did swing, it might have been that double play ball. Here's the 1-2. Swing and a miss by Bowie. Strike 3. So another strikeout victim and the second out of the inning.
And a good pitch there. It might have even been a pitch that he didn't want him to swing at. It was a little bit out of the zone there, but he gets the swing and miss. Second out, and now he's got to try and work through and try and get through this inning if he can.
Yeah, so Arnold singled. Bowie strikes out. 2 away here after Luke Tevlin flew out to Jonathan DeForest to lead off the inning. And that brings up Jacob Martins. The first pitch is a called strike 1, 0-1, and it seems that corner has suddenly reappeared in the strike zone.
Yeah, we saw it early on in the game, and then it kind of disappeared for a few innings. Now making its return back
good hitter here who hits well on 2 strikes and in good pitcher's counts.
The 0-1, a move over to first base. A little bit of a better move there from Miguel Burgos, but no dice.
Kind of changes up the timing and the speed on those pickoff moves, but we haven't really seen one yet where he's really trying to get the runner out.
Not really. The 0-1, up high. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Not a bad location there. I'd love to bring it down just a little bit to try and get the swing and miss.
Not a bad pitch at all there from Burgos. He's got Arnold at first. Martin's at the plate. Comes set. Here's the pitch. Up high, 2-1.
After getting ahead 0-1, falling behind on 2 straight fastballs up in the zone. So don't be surprised if he comes back with that off-speed pitch after throwing 2 straight fastballs, even though he is behind in the count 2-1.
He was very confident with that off-speed pitch. It's been one of his better pitches so far. That one's popped in the air. Well foul. 2-2 now.
So that one gets out of play, but it does even the count up to 2-2. But we've mentioned out throughout the game, Dylan, Jacob Martin's very good at fouling off the 2-strike pitches that he doesn't like.
Yeah, and although pitching with 2 strikes is an ideal count for a pitcher, it is very tough to do against Jacob Martins because of how good he is with 2 strikes. Fouls a lot of pitches off. Burgos comes set on the 2-2. Chance to get out of this inning. The pitch. In the dirt. Full count.
I don't think that's the location they were going for on that 2-2 pitch. Wanted it to be a little bit higher to try and get the swing and miss. They're going to have to do it here on 3-2, though.
Important that there is a good pitch here. Burgos, quick move over to first base. Nothing doing. Not a bad move over there by Burgos because the runner would be off on the pitch. 3-2, see if he's getting a little jumpy.
We'll see what they come with here on 3-2. Ambrose setting up right down the middle.
3-2. A line drive past the diving Artiega into left field. Picked up by Izzy Pena. Arnold will have to hold at second base. So the Cardinals have runners at first and second with 2 outs.
It's not a bad 3-2 pitch, but I think it did catch a little bit too much of the zone. And it hung up there too long, hit into left field for a base hit, and now the Cardinals will look to try to score with 2 outs.
Yes, the Cardinals have a runner in scoring position with 2 outs for Jake Foden, who in the ball game has walked twice. So Burgos will look to avoid doing that to load the bases here with 2 outs. You'd like to get the out and end the inning. Here's the first pitch. That's going to be a called strike 1. Foden thought it was low, 0-1.
Working the knees there on the first pitch to Foden. Gets the called strike. It's a good location for Burgos.
It is a very good location. The 0-1, Burgos in the dirt. Holding are both the runners. Count is now 1-1.
And now on 1-1, you wonder if he goes back to that same pitch in the same location as the first pitch. Foden didn't like it, so we'll see if he swings at it if he gets it again.
Will be interesting to see. Burgos comes set, kicks, fires. That's on the outside corner. It's going to be a called strike 2. Foden once again frustrated.
Foden thinks it's outside, and now on a 1-2 count, he's got a swing if it's there. So if I'm Burgos, I might go back to that same pitch, maybe even put a little bit more out since you do have a few pitches to work with.
And it seems that Justin Snively is going to take a trip out to the mound to talk to Miguel Burgos. Possibly checking the ball. Maybe, I don't know, for a possible illegal substance that Snively may have seen. Nothing there. So, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Something that Burgos did. Triggered something for Justin Snively. Here's the 1-2. Lined hard and foul.
And a good 1-2 pitch. Foden likes the way he swung the bat. He'd like to try and get a little bit more on the barrel there. And on 1-2, you've gone a fastball a few times, low and outside. Why not switch it up a little bit and throw that off-speed pitch?
Would be good to see. Burgos has had it working today. That's a swing and a miss. Strike 3, and the inning is over. So Burgos leaves runners at first and second. He's through 6 innings, only allowing 1 run on 3 hits. We head to the bottom half. Tied game, 1-1. Welcome back to Majors Baseball on Majors TV. Dylan Baker, Noah Smith with you here. Part of the order coming up for the Majors in this inning, Noah.
And a very good heart of the order. We've seen a few hits from each of them here. Byron is one guy that would like to get it going here. Tough against the lefty on the mound who's been good so far, but needs to try to get things going to lead things off here. Back to a tie game.
Big at bat, big inning coming up here for the Majors, heart of the order. Tied game. Still the same pitcher out there on the mound, Chris Lazar. Here's his first offering to Byron Reichstein. That's going to just miss the outside corner. Seemed to be a pitch that Miguel Burgos got for a strike.
And Dylan, that's kind of been the theme so far tonight. It's pitches that we thought were strikes and not called, or the other way around.
Pitch is going to be a called strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike now.
Look like the same one, but moves the count to 1-1 here. And for Byron, he hasn't been able to hit the curveball, so to see him take 2 fastballs.
Interesting. Sees a curveball there. That's outside. 2 balls, 1 strike now.
He's a good fastball hitter, so we'll see if he can try and get a fastball maybe up in the zone that he likes.
2-1. Byron takes high. 3 balls, 1 strike now. Byron, a very patient hitter at the plate.
Ultra patient. Now he's got a pretty good hitter's count at 3-1 as well.
Lazar looks in, shakes off his catcher, now goes into the windup, the 3-1. Byron takes up high again, ball 4. So 3 of the pitches he saw were breaking balls, and now he's got a walk.
And a leadoff walk as well, which will bring up the big bat of Cleveland Brownlee. So we'll see if he can try to get the rally alive here with Reichstein on first to lead things off here in the bottom of the 6th inning.
Yeah, and you got your cleanup hitter here. You'd love to see Cleveland get a rally going for the Majors. Tied game still. The Majors have a base runner.
For Brownlee, already been on base with a base hit today, so swinging a good bat, a ground out as well, so I'd like to see him try and get a little bit more power on one.
That pitch is a called strike 1, seemed to be a fastball. Nearly right down the middle, takes a strike.
And a good hit. A good pitch to hit, pardon me, if I'm Cleveland Brownlee at least, but he's a patient hitter, doesn't often swing on the first pitch.
Likes to look at it, see what Lazar has to offer. The 0-1 takes in the dirt. That was about a 58, maybe 55-foot pitch there. Not sure what it was. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Bounced a fair amount in front of the plate, but nonetheless, the count will move to 1-1.
No way the big bat of Cleveland was going to swing at that pitch. He looks out. Lazar looks in. He comes set. Cleveland goes back. Here's the 1-1. Cleveland, hard line drive. That's bobbled by Arnold out of shortstop. Byron's going to get to second. He's going to round second. He's going to head to third. So the Majors now have runners at the corners with nobody out in the bottom of the sixth.
And that's a hard hit ball from Cleveland off the bat. Really, I do think it's a ball that should be played out there at shortstop by Grant Arnold. It takes a hop and hits off his glove, goes to center field. Byron sees that. He's aggressive with nobody out. And now Majors have runners on first and third with nobody out. And the big bat in the order here who we'd love to see get something going, Josh Williams.
Yeah, Josh Williams at the plate in his first Majors game and a chance to make an impact on this one in a big way. A tied game, runners at the corners, nobody out for Williams here in the bottom of the sixth inning.
Already has that base hit today. Although tough against the lefty, you'd love to see him just try to get this run in.
Here's the pitch. Williams takes on the outside corner. That's going to be a called strike one. Looks like there's action now in the Hamilton Cardinals bullpen.
And interesting to see that the Cardinals aren't really bringing the corner infielders in to protect against the run either.
Here's the 0-1. Williams on the ground, foul. No balls, 2 strikes now.
And we see in the bullpen for Hamilton, Stefan Strecker, who we saw pitch on Tuesday night, was good out of the bullpen.
Strecker always a very good arm. We saw him when the Cardinals were in London, and we saw him on Tuesday night, as you mentioned, Noah. Here's the 0-2 to Williams. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. A big swing there and a strikeout for the first out of the inning.
And a good pitch there on the mound. Goes inside with some soft stuff on the Majors 5-hitter Williams and gets the punch out. Now Steve Froese will have to come up big, try to stay out of a double play.
Yeah, and Lazar made quick work there of Josh Williams. Now he's got to deal with Steve Froese, trying to avoid the double play, as you mentioned, Noah. Cleveland won't be running on the pitch, or most likely won't be running on the pitch. Here's the pitch. Froese lines one straight back at the screen towards us. No balls, 1 strike.
And a good job at Froese at being aggressive early in the count. Saw a pitch that he liked and took a big hack at it. If he can keep the ball off the ground here, or at least out of the middle of the infield, should be a successful at-bat.
Hopefully he can do so. 0-1, the pitch from Lazar. Cleveland fakes running. Middle infielders moved a little bit. Big swing from Froese, 0-2.
And it doesn't seem like a lot from Cleve over there at first base, but as you mentioned, it kind of draws the infielders to the bag to cover. And sometimes that can be enough to get a base hit as Froese swings right through it.
Here's the 0-2. Pitch in the dirt. That one's going to get away from the catcher. Coming home and scoring is Byron Reichstein. The Majors have the lead.
And a great job there by Reichstein noticing that ball in the dirt. He'll score anyways. Cleve moves to second, and the Majors back out in front. Now a 2-1 lead.
So a pitch that hit in the dirt from Chris Lazar, and the catcher Connor Patterson could not block it. It got past him. So Byron comes in to score. Cleveland moves up to second easily. 1-2 now on Steve Froese.
And the job not done at the plate now for Steve Froese. Although that run is in to score here, he'd love to at least try to move Cleve to 3, if not score him.
Lazar comes set. Here's the pitch. Popped foul off the backstop.
So they've come at Steve Froese a few times. He's one of the righties in this lineup that's been able to see the lefty off-speed pitches pretty well and stays on it a few times. So if he comes at him here with 1-2 in the off-speed pitch, Froese might be able to stay on it.
Hopefully he can do that. That's on the ground to first base. That'll move Cleveland up to third. Bit of an odd hop. Good play over there at first by Luke Tevlin for the second out.
So exactly what Steve Froese needed to do there, at the very least, is move Cleveland over to third. Cleveland doesn't run the fastest on the team, Dylan, so no guarantees that he'd score from second on a base hit if DeForest was able to get one. But now with him over at third base, 2 outs, if DeForest can come through with a base hit here, even one on the infield, Brownlee will be able to score.
Yeah, and it looks like we're going to have a pitching change now as Hamilton's manager, Dean Castelli, starts walking out to the mound, points to the pen, and it looks like Stefan Strecker will see some action in London.
And now Strecker will get his third appearance of the season against the majors. Of course, Dylan, you mentioned that first time back here in London, Strecker came into the ball game, and then we saw him again on Tuesday night coming out of the bullpen, pitched well out of the pen, and now he'll get to come in and face off against the majors in the bottom of the sixth, down one, and a big run standing on third base.
A huge run over at third for the majors. It's an insurance run, and Strecker has always been a very good reliever for the Hamilton Cardinals, and I believe he pitched for the majors prior to his stint with Hamilton as well. He's been a very solid reliever in his IBL career, so we will see how he fares with 2 outs in the 6th inning when we come back. Welcome back to Majors Baseball on Majors TV. Hamilton with the pitching change, Stefan Strecker in. And you know what? No, the fans have been quite wild tonight.
And I think that's because, Dylan, they haven't seen Strecker pitch before. And they're right. He doesn't throw overly hard out there on the mound, but he is effective out of the bullpen for this Hamilton Cardinals team. We've seen it against the majors already 2 times this year that he can be effective out of the bullpen. So they'll look to try and get to him here in the bottom of the 6th inning. And it's Jonathan DeForest to face Strecker out of the bullpen.
Yeah, and if you're DeForest, you have to get a ball into the outfield, hopefully, and drive home a run. 2 outs. Strecker comes set. The pitch, that's going to be a called strike 1 at the belt of Jonathan DeForest. So 0-1.
And a good job to get ahead. That's exactly what Strecker does, is he gets ahead.
And Strecker stepped off there, it seems. Still 0-1. Here's the pitch. DeForest on the ground, hit hard to short. Arnold makes the play, fires over to first, and the side is retired. But the Majors, they get 1 in the inning on the wild pitch. We head to the top of the 7th. They lead it 2-1.
Are you looking for that perfect birthday gift this summer? Then make sure you visit the London Majors team store located under the grandstand at home games or online at londonmajors.com. The Major store has lots of different items including t-shirts, game-used jerseys, hoodies, and Collins Majors socks, compliments of Collins clothiers. The Major store also has multiple different styles of London Majors official New Era caps. So make sure you visit us under the grandstand at home games or online at londonmajors.com.
Welcome back to Majors TV. Noah, a lot happening outside of London. What's going on?
The out of town scoreboard going on right now. 2 other games in the IBL. Guelph is on the road taking on the Kitchener Panthers. That one is a 7-2 score for the Panthers in the top of the 7th inning. And over in Brantford, the Maple Leafs taking on the Red Sox 0-0 in the top of the 5th.
Thank you, Noah, for the out-of-town scoreboard update. Miguel Burgos is still on the mound. Here's his first pitch of the inning. That is going to miss high. 1-0.
Burgos so far in today's ball game, now working into his 7th inning. Just 3 hits given up. 4 walks in the game, though. He'd like to try and get that down.
Connor Patterson at the plate takes a ball again, 2-0. Pitch, swing, and a miss. A big swing there from Patterson. 2-1 now.
And a good job for Burgos working back into the count. Falls behind 2-0, but doesn't fret. Throws one right back, and a good swing and a miss there.
Pitch, and that's going to hit Patterson at the plate up in the shoulder area. So the Cardinals have a base runner to lead off the inning.
And a good way to start the inning if you're the Hamilton Cardinals with the leadoff base runner. That one just coming inside. Looked like they were going to try to bring the fastball in, but just too much in. And it will be the leadoff base runner.
So now the Cardinals have a runner at first base for Mike Cicchetto. He's got a walk and a pop out.
Cicchetto so far, a couple big swings in the ball game. So if you're Burgos, come right at him. He's ready to hit. Just make sure you're locating well.
Indeed, here is the first pitch from Burgos to Cicchetto, and that's going to be a swing and a miss. No balls and 1 strike.
Another one of those big swings and misses there. He's got a good, hard swing, but if you keep it away from his bat, keep it on the outside part of the plate, keep it low, and stay away from it, then it'll get those swings and misses all day long.
You will, and Burgos has done a good job of that. He's going to square around to bunt, and that'll be popped foul. No balls and 2 strikes here.
And interesting to see Cicchetto square around to bunt, especially on 0-1 after already falling behind, but he does, and now he's in an 0-2 hole.
He's 0-2 on Cicchetto, and he's got a battle now. Nobody out. 2 strikes, though. Burgos looks in. Comes set. Kicks, fires the pitch. That's going to miss just low. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
And a good waste pitch there on 0-2. Of course, it'd be nice to get the swing and miss there, but you're not expecting it on the mound. This one should be a lot closer, but time called first.
Time called there. Big pitch coming up. Got to make sure that everybody's ready for it. Pitch up high. 2 balls, 2 strikes now to Cicchetto.
And now, after getting up 0-2, you come out with a waste pitch, which is fine, but that one needed to be a little bit closer to the plate to try and get the swing and miss.
The 2-2 from Burgos. Up high and in. 3 balls, 2 strikes. It's a full count with nobody out, and you can see Rube Chanadad standing in the Majors dugout.
And you certainly don't want to walk him, especially after being up 0-2.
Possible that Miguel Burgos is running out of gas here. The pitch, 3-2 in the air, left field and deep. Pena going back. He is under it. He makes the catch. 1 away. Retreating to the bag is Connor Patterson.
And they just came right at him there. And fortunately for them, he got underneath it. Cicchetto's swing was a bit underneath it. First out of the inning. A little bit of a loud first out, Dylan, but they'll take it.
They most certainly will. A first out is a first out, so that'll bring up Lane Renaud, the number 9 hitter, the 3rd baseman for the Cardinals. The fans are having a jolly good time here in this inning as we get into the later parts of the ball game. The alcohol is settling in. Here's the pitch from Burgos. Swung on and fouled off towards the Majors dugout. 0-1.
And a good first pitch there to get ahead. We saw him get ahead last at bat as well, though, but fell behind after missing a few times on waste pitches. And on 0-1, you'd love to see him get up and go right at him here.
Quickly, a pickoff move to first. Not a very intense move. Oh, 1, Burgos comes set. Fires. Swing and a miss. A good off speed there. No balls and 2 strikes. Here's the 0-2. Up high, and the pitch count's getting up there for Miguel Burgos.
Yeah, he's already up over 100 pitches dealing and still climbing, so you do see some action down in the London Majors bullpen as well as they're trying to get someone loose in case Burgos can't work out of this inning. You'd love to try and see him get through 7, though.
Would be fantastic. That'd be a second straight week he gets through 7. That's a line drive. Pena has to chase after it. He makes the play. 2 outs on 2 hard hit balls. Runner still remains at first.
And back-to-back balls that have been hit hard, so possibly a sign of Burgos getting a little bit tired on the mound there. Manager Roop Chanardad hasn't sat down yet this inning, so he certainly knows that, as well as the pitch count getting up. But 2 outs here in the inning. Dylan, I got to imagine if Burgos can work through the inning here, get out of it. He's at the top of the order now. If he can work out of it, that might be the end of his night.
I think it will be. I think this might be his last batter. Top of the order, Justin Gideon. A very good bat if he can get him out. Burgos goes out on top. If he cannot, then Luke Tevlin has a chance to hit, and he will likely face the reliever warming in the Majors pen as Gideon flies that one into shallow center field. DeForest and Arteaga converging. DeForest is under it. He dives. Did he make the play? No. That ball falls. Great effort there by Jonathan DeForest, and that ball just ended up on the ground to put runners at the corners.
DeForest was playing deep on this one. Arteaga and him are both going to take off. Arteaga comes out into shallow center field, and DeForest comes in to make the grab. Now we're going to see a little bit of a talk between the home plate umpire and the third base coach. That will bring out manager Roop Chanardad, and that might be the end of the night here for Miguel Burgos.
Roop Chanardad took a few looks to the Majors bullpen to see if his reliever was ready. Looks like he's getting one more quick drink, and it looks like it's the end of the line for Miguel Burgos. A very, very good outing for him. 6 2/3 complete. 1 run, but he is responsible for the 2 base runners that are on base at the moment. He leaves with 2 outs in the 6th inning. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Majors Baseball on Majors TV. New pitcher on the mound. Who we got, Noah?
John Fitzsimmons Dillon. He's probably their best option out of the pen. He's been dominant so far this season. 9 innings pitched over 5 games, has yet to give up an earned run, just 4 hits. Pitched against Brantford a few times, Toronto, Guelph, and Hamilton. 1 inning pitched so far this season, so he's been their guy out of the pen when they're up and in a close ball game, so we get to see him now. Dylan, I got to imagine they're going to try to get 2 1/3 out of him.
Yeah, and you know what, Fitzsimmons, their usual closer. It's a bit early to see a closer. They might have looked for 2 innings out of him, the 8th and the 9th, but now they're going to look for 2 1/3, a long save opportunity for Fitzsimmons. But if there's a guy who can do it, a flamethrower like Fitzsimmons is your guy. Here's his first pitch. That's a called strike 1 against Luke Tevlin. So Fitzsimmons off the right foot.
Fitzsimmons is always a guy that's all around the plate, lives on the strike zone, and throws a lot of strikes.
Here's the 0-1. Fitzsimmons popped up by Tevlin. Throws under it, and Fitzsimmons escapes without leaving a mark on Miguel Burgos' line. So we've played 6.5 from Labatt Park at stretch time. We go to the bottom of the 7th, 2-1 Majors. Welcome back to Majors Baseball on Majors TV. Bottom of the 7th inning here at Labatt Park. A beautiful rendition of YMCA ongoing in the 7th inning stretch here at Labatt Park. Stephen Strecker on for his 2nd inning of work.
And we get to see Strecker, who came in last inning. Now he'll get a chance to face off against Brian Lizardo to lead things off here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Majors out in front, 2-1 here.
Lizardo gets a chance to hit against the righty Strecker. Maybe better luck for Lizardo this time against the righty. That's a called strike 1, a very tough righty in Stephen Strecker, though.
And the fans giving him a little bit here, Dylan.
Fans are really giving it to him. Here's the 0-1. Lizardo hits that one hard, and that's through, a base hit. Ryan Lizardo with a hard single into right field, and the Majors have a base runner to lead off the inning.
And that's a hard base hit there for Lizardo. Takes a kind of funky hop over there at first base, so unable to make the play over there at 1 is Luke Tevlin, but it was a hard hit ball, Dylan, and the Majors are on to lead things off here in the bottom of the 7th. And we
we'll see a pinch runner now.
Yes, we will see a pinch runner. Phil Thrapis takes over for Lizardo over at first base, pinch running, which means we'll see some action defensively in the top of the 8th inning. A hard ground ball for Brian Lizardo. I don't know that the first baseman would have made the play, even if it didn't take the weird hop. Made the play cleanly, at least, just based on how hard it was hit. So the Majors have a base runner here in the bottom of the 7th inning for Mike Ambrose.
And a speed upgrade for sure over there with the pinch runner Phil Thrapis coming on. Especially with the righty on the mound. Phil's already at the cutout of the grass.
Pitch, Ambrose down the line, throw to first, scooped, and it's dropped. So the Majors have runners at first and second. Thrapis at second, Ambrose at first, with nobody out.
And that is a tough one to swallow on the mound if you're Stefan Strecker. You get the bunt, and you really have a lot of time to make the throw over to one to get Ambrose out, but trying to come up with a gun throw down there is Lane Renault, and he throws it in the dirt. Unable to come up with the pick is Tevlin, and now the Majors have a pair of runners on. Nobody out here in the bottom of the 7th.
Nobody out. The infield will come in for a conference with Stefan Strecker and his catcher Connor Patterson. We're going to see Hamilton's manager, Dean Castelli, coming out there as well. Action in the Hamilton bullpen. Does not look like he's coming in quite yet. That's going to be an error charge to the third baseman. So first and second here, nobody out. The infield goes back to their positions. Castelli walking back to the dugout.
The shortstop, number 97, Carlos Arteaga.
So Carlos will look to get on here. They think he's going to bunt. Corner infielders way in.
Arteaga squares around, gets that one down, but it is foul, 0-1.
And for Arteaga here, they know you're going to bunt, so you might as well square around a little bit earlier than you normally would to make sure you get it down and get it down well, that you don't pop it up. The corner infielders are already in a lot. They know the bunt's coming.
You want to make sure you get that bunt down. Because, like you mentioned, Noah, if you pop it up, that could lead to a whole other disaster. 0-1. Arteaga squares around, gets the bunt down. It's a beautiful one. Thrapis advances, Ambrose advances, Strecker with the throw to first, and that will be the first out, so a beautiful sacrifice bunt by Carlos Arteaga.
And Arteaga will come back to the bench of his teammates who will shake his hand. A beautiful sacrifice bunt, exactly how they teach you. Thrapis got a good jump, Ambrose right behind him, so they'll advance, and now the Majors have a pair of runners in scoring position. Just one out in the inning. That'll bring out a mound visit, and the Cardinals will go to the bullpen here, Dylan, in the bottom half of the 7th inning.
Looks like a lefty will come in to face Izzy Pena, and we'll find out who that is when we come back as the fans relentlessly rip Stefan Strecker. Welcome back to Majors Baseball on Majors TV. Dylan Baker, Noah Smith with you. New pitcher on the mound, a lefty to face Izzy Pena. Who do we got, Noah?
Tanner Gwindon into the game. London last saw him just a mere few days ago, Dylan, on Tuesday night. He was actually faced with the loss in that ball game as he came in and he pitched 1 inning, gave up the 4 runs. None of them earned, though, so that tells you how that inning went. It looks like the Cardinals and Dean Castelli will play matchup ball here as they bring in the lefty to face off against back-to-back lefties in the Majors order.
And back-to-back lefties will begin with Izzy Pena getting the intentional pass. The bases are loaded for Byron Reichstein in a decision I don't fully understand.
You know, Pena's a good hitter. He hasn't had a whole lot of success tonight necessarily, but now you load the bases here for Byron. What you're really trying to do is get the force everywhere. It's another lefty, Byron Reichstein. But if you're Reichstein right now, Dylan, this lights a fire underneath you, and now you're extra eager to get a base hit here.
For sure. Gwindon comes set. Here's the pitch. Byron takes low in the dirt. That one skips away from Patterson, but not far enough. So what they're trying to do is get the double play and avoid the lefty facing Cleveland Brownlee, who is on deck. That is the last thing you'd want if you're the Hamilton Cardinals, having Gwindon face Cleveland.
And they don't have anyone else warming up as of yet, so if they do get to that spot with Cleveland Brownlee, it will be Gwindon in to face him, the lefty on the big power bat righty.
Here's the 1-0 from Gwindon in the dirt again. 2 balls and no strikes.
And for Gwindon, you kind of have to go right at Reichstein here. Bases loaded. What you're trying to do is get a ground ball, and you certainly don't want to fall behind and potentially end up walking him.
That would not be good if you're Gwindon. 2-0 to Byron. The pitch. Low again. 3 balls, no strikes. If you recall, Byron walked and came in to score the go-ahead run in his last at-bat. Plate appearance, I should say.
No earned runs in 9.2 innings pitched this season for Gwindon. We mentioned the 4 he gave up on Tuesday night to these London Majors, but all unearned.
The 3-0 to Byron. That's a called strike 1. 3 balls and 1 strike.
And Dylan, you got to imagine he's got to come back with almost the exact same pitch. Can't afford to walk in a run, let alone walk in a run to face Cleveland Brownlee.
Most certainly cannot. 3 balls, 1 strike here to Byron. Bases are loaded, 1 out. Corners are playing in, middle playing back. The 3-1 in the dirt. Ball 4. Byron walks. A run comes in to score, and the bases are loaded for Cleveland Brownlee.
And a big situation here for Cleveland Brownlee, who does have a hit in the ball game tonight, but you'd love to see him try and drive some runs in here against the struggling lefty on the mound.
Would be an ideal scenario for Majors fans and the Majors who need some more insurance. It's 3-1 in the 7th inning. Cleveland has a great chance to open this ball game wide open.
And oh, what a chance here for Cleveland. The fans on their edge of their seat here. Bases loaded. Corners playing slightly in. Middle's looking to turn 2.
1 out. Cleveland at the plate. Gwindon comes set. Here's the pitch. Takes in the dirt. Skips away from Patterson. No chance for Mike Ambrose to come in to score, so he holds at third, 1-0.
And that'll bring in now Grant Arnold. Quick little visit with his pitcher on the mound. Struggling to throw strikes here as he walks in a run, and now 1-0 to Brownlee.
Making sure Gwindon's calm, making sure he can throw a strike. Gwindon comes set. Here's the pitch. Cleveland swings and misses. Big cut there, 1-1.
Cleveland took a monster hack at that one. He was out in front of it, though, a little too eager. It's got to wait back a little bit. Not a whole lot, Dylan. Just a little bit. Wait back and try to drive that ball here.
Cleveland's got to wait, as you mentioned, Noah, and just got to drive home 1 run. That'd be big. The 1-1 to Cleveland. In the air, right center field and deep. Back, Bowie back at the track. He's there. He makes the catch. Tagging is Ambrose from third. He got a late jump. They might have a shot at him, but they will not make a throw. So Cleveland Brownlee with a sacrifice fly, almost more, and the Majors are now up by 3.
And a great job by Cleve to drive in the run on the sacrifice fly. Dylan, a little bit of a scary situation as well there because Mike Ambrose didn't tag up right away. He was out a little bit off the bag, thinking that ball was over the head in right field, and he has to scamper back to third, tag up, and then go home. I think if they maybe threw it to home, they might have had a shot, but they don't. And Williams will bat now with 2 outs and still 2 runners on.
2 outs, 2 runners on, as you mentioned, Noah, and Williams has a great chance to make an impact in his first Majors ball game once again. That's a called strike 1.
And now Williams will have to face off what I would likely imagine is a few off-speed pitches.
Coming set is Gwindon. Here's the 0-1 to Williams. That's in the dirt. Good block there by Patterson. We've seen several good blocks from Connor Patterson behind the plate in this inning. 1-1 here.
And he's been busy as well, having to come up with a number of blocks to keep his team in it. His pitchers have been a little bit all over the place.
Wyndon looks in, gets the sign he likes, comes set. Here's the pitch to Williams. Checks his swing. Did he go around? No, he did not. 2 balls, 1 strike.
And now a 2-1 count. So they got to come right at Josh Williams here, and he might get a good pitch to hit.
A great opportunity for Williams to get a good pitch to hit, as you mentioned, Noah. 2 balls, 1 strike. Gwindon comes set. Here's the pitch. That's a called strike 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
And a little bit low, not a pitch that Josh Williams likes to hit, so he lays off it. But if they come with it again, he's going to have to swing on 2-2.
Most certainly will. Last thing you want to do is go down looking with 2 runners on. Gwindon comes set. Here's the 2-2. Williams swings and misses, and for the 3rd time tonight, he is down on strikes. It'll take some time to get his timing down in the IBL, but for now, the Majors have a 4-1 lead in the ballgame. We've played 7 complete at Labatt Park. Noah Smith right back on the call when we come back.
Chances are, if you've been out to a London Majors game this season, then you've noticed all the advertisements around the field. If you're wondering how you can get your business involved, then reach out to us and we can put you in touch with Angela at angela@londonmajors.com. We can help you find innovative ways to help your business grow with the London Majors.
Welcome back here to the top of the 8th inning as we move along here at Labatt Park on this Friday evening. Noah Smith, Dylan Baker calling the action tonight. The Majors, Dylan, just picked up runs in their last 3 at-bats. They now lead 4-1.
They do lead 4-1, a big inning there and a big one prior to that. They lead at 4-1, as you mentioned, Noah. John Fitzsimmons out there on the mound.
First pitch called a strike from Fitzsimmons, 0-1, and he has been working well so far. Came in, got the out, and now he's going to likely try to work through the next inning or two. Swing and a miss at the plate there. So back-to-back strikes at an 0-2 count.
Some defensive changes to report to you as well. Phil Thrappas stays in the ballgame for Brian Lizardo, takes over at second base. Carlos Arteaga stays at short, while Steve Froese shifts over to third.
The 0-2 now to Arnold. That one just out. As Ambrose holds onto it, he thinks that it caught the edge. It doesn't, 1-2.
It's a real guessing game with pitches on the corners tonight.
Time called at the plate, so everyone steps out, takes a little breather, and gets set to come with the 1-2 pitch. Fitzsimmons grabs his sign from Ambrose, who takes a little bit of a setup outside. Swing and a miss. A strikeout for Fitzsimmons, and the first out here of the 8th.
Great pitch there by John Fitzsimmons. He's got great stuff. He's got a lively fastball. He's got the whole package, and strikeout there, one away, and that'll bring up Connor Bowie, who is struggling today, a fly out and 2 strikeouts.
So yet to get a hit so far in the ball game, but we'll look to try to change that here. Fitzsimmons will look to try and record his second out of the inning. Pitch inside, doesn't get the call, 1-0. Fitzsimmons looks to the plate. The 1-0 is fouled and to the backstop as it hits off of Ambrose. So the count moves to 1-1.
That one got Mike Ambrose right in the mask, and as a fellow catcher, I understand how much that hurts. Good on him, though, getting right back up and out there.
So a 1-1 count now as he'll look to try and work ahead here. Connor Bowie, here is the pitch. Called a strike there. Catches the outer edge. 1-2.
Good pitch there by John Fitzsimmons, finding the outside corner.
Ambrose sets up. Here's the 1-2 pitch from Fitzsimmons. That one up high. 2-2. Fitzsimmons has been all around the zone here since he came into the ball game. Will now look to try and set down Bowie here on a 2-2 pitch. That one hit on the ground but off of his foot, so it's going to be a foul ball. Rose picked it up cleanly, but we'll have to redo the 2-2.
Just fouled off the foot there. It'll take some time for Connor Bowie to get back, ready to go. It's painful to foul the ball off of your foot. 2-2 now's the count.
Ambrose will take a little bit of time, as well as Fitzsimmons here. They'll think about what pitch they're going to come with on 2-2. One out here in the top of the 8th inning. Majors lead the Cardinals 4-1. Fitzsimmons, who came into the game here in the 7th inning. The 2-2 pitch. That one hit on the ground. Arteaga at short. Takes the hop. Strong throw across the diamond in time at 1 for the out. And the second out of the inning there.
Good job by Carlos Arteaga, making a nice play over at shortstop, charging that ball and getting the speedy Connor Bowie at first base. So 2 outs, and that'll bring up Jacob Martins, who is a very good 2-strike hitter. And in the ball game, he has walked, grounded out, and singled.
So Martins will bat here with 2 outs in the top of the 8th. Scored that last play, a 6-3 ground out. A strong throw from Arteaga, and the second out of the inning. Here's Fitzsimmons to the dish. First pitch across for a strike, 0-1.
John Fitzsimmons just pounding the zone with fastballs. He knows how good his fastball is, and he's confident with it, working very well.
Here is the 0-1 pitch. Fitzsimmons swing and a miss at the plate there from Jacob Martins. An 0-2 count. A lively crowd here at Labatt Park on a Friday night, trying to get behind John Fitzsimmons on an 0-2 pitch.
Lively as John Fitzsimmons' fastball, Noah. That might be an understatement for this crowd.
The 0-2 to the plate. That one just low as Ambrose frames it up, but it'll miss a 1-2 count. Not a bad location for Fitzsimmons.
Fitzsimmons has come back with a good pitch. Martin's a very good two-strike hitter.
The 1-2 to the plate. Swing and a miss. A punch out there for Fitzsimmons to end the frame. And we will go to the bottom of the 8th inning. The Majors will look to try and push across a few more runs here. And they lead 4-1 here in the 8th. Welcome back here to the bottom of the 8th inning. Steve Froese to lead things off. Dylan, the crowd right now is getting into it. Possibly a few too many wobbly pops here on the bottom of the 8th inning. Steve Froese will lead things off.
Yeah, I want what they're having. They've got a ton of energy right now, and oh my, they are excited.
That one up and in, and the fans seated in front of us will tell the umpire they don't like that. Nonetheless, it's 1-0.
Fans not enjoying the pitch up and into Froese. About 4 of them just stood up, started yelling.
That one across for a strike, though, to Steve Froese, 1-1. The 1-1 delivery to Froese. Off-speed pitch, fouled off, out of play, 1-2. Dylan, we forgot to mention in all the hoopla, a new arm on the mound as well for Hamilton.
Yes, we did forget to mention that. It seems that Wes Markle is the new pitcher for the Hamilton Cardinals.
Here is the 1-2 delivery to the plate. Off speed. Froese hits that one on the ground. Going to be a tough play at second. Strong throw over to 1 in time. Froese is retired for the first out here of the bottom of the 8th inning.
Steve Froese hustled it out over there, running down to first base. Unfortunately, he could not beat it out. A good play over there at second.
That'll bring up Jonathan DeForest, the center fielder in the ball game. We'll look to try and get things started with 1 out here in the bottom of the 8th inning. The Majors looking to tack on any insurance runs they can. They do lead by 3. Pitch across for a strike, 0-1 to DeForest.
Wes Markle out there is a very tall arm for the Hamilton Cardinals, a very effective one at that.
DeForest straight back to us into the screen, 0-2.
You know who else that was right back to, Noah?
the lively fans in front of us.
Indeed.
An 0-2 count now. Markle to the plate. That one behind DeForest. That'll bring a groan from the home supporters here. 1-2.
Might be a little bit more than a groan there, Noah.
Try our best to focus on the game here. A 1-2 pitch to DeForest. That one right there. Looked like he almost saw a little bit of a flinch from the umpire, but it misses. 2-2.
Umpire was tempted to call that pitch strike 3. A little bit too close to take if you're Jonathan DeForest with 2 strikes.
The 2-2 pitch. That one just missing as well. Now 3-2. 2 pitches back to back that were almost right there, but it's a full count to DeForest with 1 out. Here's the full count delivery. That one hit right back to him on the mound. Tough play coming across. Arnold at short. He throws it away. It's into the dugout, and DeForest will go to 2.
Great job by Jonathan DeForest there, hustling that one out. Hit a rocket right back up the middle, and he beat that one out cleanly there. And he put pressure on the defense with his speed. The throw went into the Hamilton dugout, and it seems that the official scorer's ruling will be a hit for Jonathan DeForest and an error also charged to the shortstop, Grant Arnold.
If you're Grant Arnold on that play, I mean, maybe not throw it, because it looked like DeForest, at least from here, was going to beat it out to first anyways. He tries a barehanded throw, but it ends up into the Hamilton dugout, and now DeForest is on second with 1 out, and we'll see Phil Trappis bat here.
Trappis in a spot here to potentially drive home a run after this single and an error to the shortstop.
First pitch. He squares around but pulls back. It's there anyways. Strike 1, 0-1. Here is Phil Trappis in that left-hander's batter's box. Gets set to face off against the pitch from Markle. That one up high for a ball. Now evens up at 1-1.
Trappis, a very patient hitter at the plate for the majors, always has been. Likes to see some pitches and only swings at what he thinks he can get to.
On a big lead over there at short. DeForest comes off a bit. Pitch to Trappis, swing and a miss. Count moves to 1-2 on the big cut there.
Trappis with a big swing. Maybe just try and get a ball into the outfield, or maybe to the right side. Try and move up Jonathan DeForest to third base.
Markle comes set on the mound. The 1-2 to the plate. DeForest. Not a huge lead, but Trappis fouls that one off. And out of play, so we'll redo the 1-2 pitch. Now pick move over to 2. DeForest is back in sliding. 1-2 remains the count here.
Good job by the Majors bench, seeing Grant Arnold rush into second base there. Didn't make it too secretive. He charged hard into the base, wasn't holding DeForest on at all. Not a bad idea, but Markle could not pull off the pickoff. It was close, though.
The 1-2 to the plate, up and outside, 2-2. A great eye there from Phil Trappis.
Yeah, and I'll reiterate what I said a little bit earlier. He has a tremendous eye at the plate, a very good and patient hitter there.
Two count with 1 out here, and DeForest on second. Harrison sets up outside. The pitch fouled off into the screen, so good battle here. And we'll see another 2-2 pitch. Majors trying to push across another run here in the bottom of the 8th inning. They lead 4-1. To the plate on 2-2. Off-speed, cold strike 3 on a pitch that looked in. Trappis doesn't like it. lets the home plate umpire what he thinks, but nonetheless, it'll be a strikeout for the second out of the inning.
You know what? Not only did that pitch look a little bit in, it looked a little bit low as well. Phil Thrapis didn't like the call, and that'll bring up Mike Ambrose, had a very good night at the plate.
So Mike Ambrose to bat now with 2 outs and a runner on second base after the strikeout to Thrapis.
Ambrose in the ball game has been hit by a pitch, doubled, and reached on an error.
First pitch to him. That one up. Takes it for a ball, 1-0. Bottom of the 8th inning here, Dylan. Sorry, go ahead.
No action in the Majors bullpen. Looks like John Fitzsimmons is going to look to close out the game in the 9th.
That one up high. Oh, pardon me. Called a strike there. 1-1.
Fooled us up here, Noah. Fooled the crowd. Fooled Mike Ambrose. 1-1. I guess it's getting late.
Nonetheless, a 1-1 count here. To the plate. That one called a strike, 1-2, as Ambrose takes it on the outer edge.
That one just caught the corner. It looked like it from up here. So a good call behind the plate by Don Jaramet.
Time called at the plate now. Looks like it was by Mike Ambrose. Going to throw off the timing on the mound.
Fans are charged up. 2 strikes on Ambrose.
The 1-2 to the plate, off speed, way up high. Slipped out of the hand there, and the count moves to 2s. Two here as Ambrose gets set. The pitch to the plate. Ambrose fouls that one back on a good pitch. Comes back into play, but a good 2-strike approach there from Ambrose. Got a pitch he liked, fouled it off.
It was right on that pitch, too. Had he been able to put that in play, would have been in the gap most likely, or he would have been hit really, really hard in an outfielder because he got all of that one.
2-2 pitch now. Once again, to the plate. That one hit hard. Shortstop makes the play. Arnold comes up with it on a line to short, and the Cardinals will get out of it. They remain down 3, and we will go to the 9th inning here in London. Majors out in front, 4-1. 9th inning when we return.
Are you looking for that perfect birthday gift this summer? Then make sure you visit the London Majors team store located under the grandstand at home games or online at londonmajors.com. The Major store has lots of different items including t-shirts, game-used jerseys, hoodies, and Collins Majors socks, compliments of Collins clothiers. The Major store also has multiple different styles of London Majors official New Era caps. So make sure you visit us under the grandstand at home games or online at londonmajors.com.
Welcome back here, top of the ninth inning. The Majors look to close it out. John Fitzsimmons back on the mound here. He will come in for his third inning of work. He came in the seventh. He's now worked an inning and a third. He'll look to try and close out this ball game. Majors up 4-1. First pitch outside for ball one. You have a little bit of an update for us, Dylan, as well on the out-of-town scoreboard.
Yes, I do. Taking a look around the IBL, Kitchener leads Guelph 7-4 in the top of the eighth at Jack Couch Park. Toronto leads Brantford 1-0 at Arnold Anderson in Brantford. Majors are up 4-1 on Hamilton here. The Blue Jays and Red Sox are tied at 5s in the bottom of the eighth, and the Tigers are down 7-6 on Cleveland in the top of the ninth.
Here at Labatt, it's a 4-1 score in the top of the ninth inning. And Fitzsimmons has a 1-1 count. That one fouled off towards the Majors dugout. 1-2 now. Jake Foden, the batter here at 6, 7, and 8. The 3 due up to start the inning here for Hamilton to try and get a rally together.
Foden in the ball game, 2 walks and a strikeout.
1-2 from Fitzsimmons to the plate. That one called strike 3 on the swing. A punch out to start the ninth inning for John Fitzsimmons.
No doubt about it there from the home plate umpire on the strike 3 call. So John Fitzsimmons has 3 strikeouts in 2 innings, an inning and 2/3 so far.
One out here. Fitzsimmons' first pitch inside for ball one. 1-0.
Always near the zone if it doesn't hit the zone for John Fitzsimmons.
The 1-0 delivery right there. Called a strike, 1-1. Pounding the inside part of that zone. Fitzsimmons set and the 1-1 to the plate. That one fell straight back to the screen. 1-2.
If you're John Fitzsimmons here, you don't try to change things up. Don't go with a breaking ball. Just blow another fastball by him. It's worked so far. 3 strikeouts and an inning and 2/3 make it 4-2.
Fitzsimmons on the 1-2. That one looked like he went with a little bit of an off speed there, possibly a cutter. 1-2.
It looked like that pitch had a little extra bite to it.
We'll move to 2-2. Yeah, Dylan, I don't know exactly what he calls that pitch, but it moves very sharply.
It most certainly did. Went straight up and away.
That one missing just inside for Fitzsimmons. And a big pitch coming here on 3-2. 3-2 pitch. Fitzsimmons to the dish. That one hit right center field. It's going to get down in front of Reichstein in right. It's going to be a 1-out base hit here for the Cardinals.
Yeah, base hit there for Connor Patterson. And into the gap, and that's the issue with John Fitzsimmons. He throws so hard that once you get a hold of the ball, that ball is going to go a long way, or it's going to be hit very, very hard. So that ball was rocketed into the right center field gap.
Mike Cachetto here will bat with 1 out and a runner on first as the Majors will look to try to get out of it. Fitzsimmons to the dish. That one called a strike. 0-1 to start the at-bat.
Mike Cachetto has a walk, a pop-out, and a fly-out in his 3 plate appearances tonight.
Now time called at the plate there by the home plate umpire. So we'll have to wait for the 0-1. The 0-1 to the plate. That one fouled off. Ambrose with a strong throw down to 1, but it's a foul ball.
Foul ball, and he just picked that ball up with the bare hand and lasered it over to first base. And we have a final now in Kitchener. The Panthers beat the Royals 7-4 at Jack Couch Park.
Which is good news for the Majors looking to try and pull ahead in the standings. Of course, Kitchener now will move into first place with that win. Pitch outside on 0-2.
The Cleveland has beat Detroit 7-6. That is also final in the MLB. Tigers fall there.
1-2 to the plate. That one up high from Fitzsimmons. 2-2 now.
If you're John Fitzsimmons here, you just got to pound the zone with fastballs because he has a very good one, and he doesn't need to be too fancy with it. As long as he gets it into the strike zone, it's already very tough to hit.
The 2-2 pitch. Fitzsimmons to the swing and a miss. A big punch out there for John Fitzsimmons in the second out of the inning.
Good pitch there from John Fitzsimmons, and through 2 innings, he has 4 strikeouts in this one. And for a guy who's normally not a reliever that pitches multiple innings, he has been very impressive in this one.
He'll look to try and get through Lane Renault to finish off the ball game. The number 9 hitter in the order. And the Cardinals down to their final out here of the ball game. First pitch outside, 1-0. Pitch, that one popped up on the infield. Over there to make the grab. And the ball game is over as Thrapis makes the catch. The Majors win for the second straight ball game. And we have seen the Majors win now 6 of their last 8 games. So they're playing well of late. Dylan, final thoughts on this one. We'll do a pregame in a little bit, but the Majors looking good tonight.
Majors looked fantastic tonight, firing on all cylinders. The offense was good, even though it showed up a little bit later. Pitching was fantastic. Another combination of Miguel Burgos and John Fitzsimmons did the job. Good on Fitzsimmons, going 2 1/3 innings for a long save tonight. Worked out well. The Majors won it 4-1 in a marvelous ball game.
There is the final score there, 4-1. We'll take a quick break, and when we come back, the pregame show with Noah Smith and Dylan Baker.
Chances are, if you've been out to a London Majors game this season, then you've noticed all the advertisements around the field. If you're wondering how you can get your business involved, then reach out to us and we can put you in touch with Angela at angela@londonmajors.com. We can help you find innovative ways to help your business grow with the London Majors. Are you looking for that perfect birthday gift this summer? Then make sure you visit the London Majors team store located under the grandstand at home games or online at londonmajors.com. The Major store has lots of different items including t-shirts, game-used jerseys, hoodies, and Collins Majors socks, compliments of Collins clothiers. The Major store also has multiple different styles of London Majors official New Era caps. So make sure you visit us under the grandstand at home games or online at londonmajors.com.
Welcome back here to Labatt Memorial Park. Noah Smith and Dylan Baker. Dylan, I apologize, I called it the pregame show. This is actually what we like to call the postgame show, where we share our final thoughts. The Majors come away victorious tonight, and a good win overall for the Majors.
Yeah, very good win for them. The offense was good, even though it showed up later, and one of the keys to the game was to get things started early. Unfortunately, they didn't get things started until later on in the ballgame, but that's all good. They still showed up, even if it was in the 7th inning, and the pitching was fantastic. Miguel Burgos showed why he was the IBL pitcher of the week last week, and he had another great outing today. John Fitzsimmons came out for 2 1/3 innings of relief, and was also tremendous out there on the mound. The Majors have now won 6 of their last 8 ball games.
So the Majors win back-to-back games against the Hamilton Cardinals. They get this one a 4-1 score as well, and they break back in. Keep winning games, Dylan. If they keep doing that, they keep on playing ball games. We're starting to see now the Majors putting together 9 good innings of ball, and that's what it's going to take to win games as we move along.
Yeah, and we had seen 9 good innings of ball prior to this, but now we're seeing 9 good innings of ball consistently. The Majors are doing a very good job of playing a complete game and doing a very good job of it, and if they keep this up, they will climb in the standings, maybe even find themselves in 3rd place pretty soon, but they're going to need to keep this going because the middle of the IBL standings is very tight.
and we'll give you those standings if we can in a little bit, but the Majors likely to climb at least a little bit with that win. There was some other finals in the IBL that helped with that. Dylan, if you had to pick a player of the game for the Majors, who would it be tonight?
Tonight's player of the game for me would be John Fitzsimmons. He came in and shut down the Hamilton Cardinals through 2 1/3 innings of relief, which is very tough to do if you're a closer who's used to working 1 inning. So John Fitzsimmons is my player of the game, even though the offense was also very good. If not Fitzsimmons, I would have gone with Mike Ambrose. Noah, you have anyone?
Yeah, Dylan, the pitcher in me wants to go with Fitzsimmons as well, but I'll actually go with Miguel Burgos. I thought the pitching overall was the bright spot for the Majors today. I mean, the offense obviously is coming around here, starting to get some runs. We'd like to see them get it started a little bit earlier. They didn't start putting runs up until, what was it tonight? I think the 6th inning. So start to get the offense going earlier, but I would go with Miguel Burgos. Another great start for him, and he's looking good so far in the London Majors uniform.
Yeah, for sure. He has looked really, really good in his brief IBL tenure so far, and it's been really good to see. So clearly, as you can tell by our players of the game, pitching was the theme today for the Majors.
So the Majors win this one, a final score of 4-1 here on Friday night in London. Next up for the Majors, a road trip tomorrow as they head down to Guelph to take on the Guelph Royals. That game, of course, on Majors TV. I'll be on the road, and then back home Sunday to take on the Welland Jackfish. Salute to Service Day. Dylan Baker will take you through that day on his own on Sunday, so make sure you keep listening. Get down to the ballpark if you can, but if not, keep listening, keep watching here on Majors TV.